Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you happen to be in the world. Welcome to tradertv.live. North American stock futures, little change to kick things off so far this morning. Trying to get back to the upside, in fact, after a bit of a lower start. After an impressive bounce back last week, the markets, all three U.S. markets, ending Friday in record high territory after erasing the steep declines that we saw a week ago today. If you remember back Monday last week, we had that big sell-off brought on by COVID fears, some inflation fears, still kind of lingering in the background. We'll get to that coming up this morning. Big earnings week, the biggest, in fact, as far as tech companies reporting this week. It'll all kick off after the bell tonight with Tesla. Meanwhile, Apple, Alphabet, Microsoft, all going to report aftermarket tomorrow. Facebook, and there was one more, Amazon, right, later in the week as well. So going to be the biggest week for earnings coming up this week. We'll also get the Fed's two-day meetings kicking off on Tuesday, followed by their statement and interest rate decision on Wednesday, closely watched by the market. So we'll keep an eye on that. Looks like Robinhood's going to come to market on Thursday this week, big IPO week as well. Bitcoin back to the upside. Amazon, apparently, investigating the possibility of accepting Bitcoin. So big pop for BTC late on Sunday. We're watching 10-cent music shares this morning. More Chinese clampdowns as far as regulatory issues in that country are concerned. We're going to talk about DD Holdings coming up as well. It is Monday, July 26, 2021. TraderTV.live starts now. And there we go. Yeah, look at how things stand at this point. Still negative territory, but off the early lows that we saw this morning. Trying to get back to the upside here for the S&P, the Dow, and the NASDAQ. Little change for TSX futures here in Toronto as well. Yeah, direct your attention to the bottom end of that board because, wow, 19.5% for Bitcoin. Ethereum, big move as well, 15.5% to the upside. All it takes, good morning, guys. It's Monday. All it takes is a little love from Amazon.
A little love from Amazon, some shorts getting blown out. The only way, good morning everybody, welcome to a fun week. The only way that you're not happy this morning is if you own any of these Chinese listed names. Because, I mean, you know, it's obviously you get a big earnings week, a Bitcoin through the moon, and then, you know, just another headline here and against Tencent Music. So you had DD, you had the Chinese education companies, and now you got Tencent, and they're all basically in the tank this morning. We'll be watching all of that and a heck of a lot more. And the small caps that are moving. We had Halt Fest Century last week, and wowzers. Amazon, and they report this week, so it should be a lot of fun. Tesla at the bell today. Tesla's a big one. They're in a bit of a range. We'll talk about that. So if things don't go well, and I think they kind of will, but if things don't go well for Tesla, there's some downside action if they were to break some lows. But you know, I tend to think they're going to have a good quarter. Remains to be seen what everything else leads out the week. And looking at some Caterpillar, it's on Friday, and I want to be able to buy a dip into that one and see what happens there. But lots to get to, Sean.
Yeah, let's get to, the Chinese names continue to be the big story here, but BTC, I mean, wow. Talking about a nice little run for Bitcoin here. There it is. So here's on the daily chart. It looks like you're starting to break out. I mean, just a matter of time before, you know, news like this hits. And I mean, I don't think they're, whether or not Amazon accepts Bitcoin or some other kind of cryptocurrency there, makes good there. Nice hold today after big, huge gains on the day. We'll see where it goes. I mean, even a 1 minute chart here. And, you know, welcome to the show, guys. Thank you for watching us one more time. But, you know, here's the big news. Bang up there. We saw that rumor earlier about Amazon. I think it was Friday afternoon I saw that one. So, but here's the high, man, 39.2. Let's see if we could take that out on its way to 40. And, I mean, it was trapped in a daily chart, and now it looks like it's breaking out. So congratulations to Bitcoin holders. And, you know, you guys remember when we bought ADA back at $1.04, $1.05 about a week ago, a week and a half ago. So there's 30% in about a week and a half for Cardano. So really happy with the way that one's performing. And hey, look, let's not count our chickens before they hatch, but I'm in this for the long run. So, I mean, I'm not worried until this thing gets a 2 in front of that point. So let's keep on holding our Cardano.
A little bit of a fire lit on that rumor with a job posting, apparently. Amazon posting a job for a digital currency and crypto lead. So we'll see what happens from that. Before we go any further, let's get over to the desk and say good morning to Miss V.
Good morning and happy Monday, guys. I wish you a successful start of this trading week. Enjoy the show and please don't forget to like this video. Let's get it started, Brandon.
Let's indeed get it started, guys. Brand new week. Let's kick things off with a look at how traders here at Day Trade the World fared back on Friday. Decent day on Friday. Lots of opportunity around the markets. North American mostly here, 61,477 from the U.S. primarily, 31,900. Again, U.S. markets, 18,000 there, number 3. Look at Europe popping in here at number 4, 14,000. A whole wide variety of European markets there. Same story for number 5. So lots of opportunity, lots of volatility continuing for these markets. As we head into, as we said, guys, the biggest of the biggest earnings week this week. Tesla tonight. We get Microsoft this week. We get, I mean, pick one. It's going to be exciting, guys.
Yeah, I'm picking one. I'm picking Google. I'm going to go, I think that one's going to be the biggest of the biggest. GOOGL. I think that one just rips. I mean, they've been doing, my chart loads. They've been doing just such big things, man. I mean, the advertising side of things, just everything that we expect from a company and more here. I think this is the biggest and the baddest of the tech companies. Advertising through the roof. I mean, we saw what Twitter and Snapchat did. So I don't see any way that Google can't just absolutely destroy what's about to happen here. So, I mean, that's why you get this little kick up here. All-time highs. Google already, we did this test a couple weeks ago where I asked how much do you think Google's up this year already, and it's 40-50% now, more than that. Like, we were only at here once like 1,700. You're now going to be at 2,700 by the time this thing reports. So a big move up here for Google, and this is the name that I'm most excited about. And to be honest with you, I'm least excited about, and it's crazy for me to say this, but Microsoft has been such a monster. Like, I cannot believe the move that Microsoft's had. I'm not cashing anything out. This is a hold. I mean, all of these stocks I'm not cashing out, even though they're at all-time highs, but the biggest one that I'm worried about is Microsoft, just because it's just produced so well. And, you know, I'm excited for it. It's my second largest holding next to Google, but this is one that has me a little bit nervous. Facebook, I'm not nervous about. Microsoft, I am. So Google and Facebook, the two that are on my radar, and Microsoft, for a little negativity, but I still don't think it'll be negative, but I don't know how much more this one has to run.
Yeah, I tend not to get worried about the big boys. I think they'll all be fine in the longer run, obviously, but I mean, when you talk about trading, anything that's going to be on that high is going to be trouble. Now, Tesla, which is today, we kind of hinted at this. Look, at the end of the day, you're getting some consolidation, and basically to the downside. You're putting in lower highs in Tesla, had a failed chance to get through 700. You got this double bottom here at 540. That's an interesting floor. So, you know, if they don't blow things out of the water, and they don't have a good quarter, if that level ever gets tested or broken in the next few weeks, I actually think it'll make some sense to just take off some Tesla and put into GM. Now, I actually think they're going to have good numbers here. Got to get through that 690, 700. That's where the breakout has needed to come from this entire time. So I'm looking for that level in tomorrow's action. I mean, aftermarket today, you'll probably get whipsaw action regardless here. But look, they're talking plants in India. At the end of the day, Tesla is an expensive valuation. I think that's why there's some trepidation with them, but they're still the best. And I don't see any reason why that doesn't continue. You're going to get some. You also get the. You're also going to get some of the big oil names coming at the end of the week. Some of the energy names. So let's not get too far away from those as well. I just think Caterpillar's turning into a bit of a value if it falls any further. It's getting to that 200 level. But Tesla, they're first on the docket. Very, very important to break this little downward consolidating trend here. So good numbers. That's what we need as a catalyst to take it through, because there's nothing else that's going to do it.
All right, bit of a flush here for Cassava Sciences, guys. Just out with a headline there for SAVA, talking about a controlled phase 2B randomized study for one of their treatments. I mean, it says positive data here, but the stock is, well, we're bouncing now. Just came off, though, pretty heavily there from 129 down to 120. SAVA, a little bit active here. Let's bring in Mark Roberts, president of Sun Lake Strategies, and get his take on what to expect for a brand new trading week. It's going to be an interesting one. Good morning, Mark. We have the Fed coming this week, first of all. We have markets back at all-time highs as of Friday after last Monday's sell-off. So, I mean, a lot of different angles to consider here, and obviously earnings to come as well. What's your overall feel going into this new week?
I think we may see another mirror image of last week, where we had the Monday weakness and the Tuesday, Wednesday snapback. I'm much more focused a little differently than the trading guys. I'm looking for these guidance stories. You've got tomorrow, you have UPS. I want to know how that's working as far as logistics and moving packages around. I'm worried or concerned about a McDonald's on Wednesday. Are they getting enough workers coming back? So those are the bigger macro stories going forward. Staffing, labor, travel, and also logistics of packages and goods. Are we moving more toward a lockdown in people's minds because they're nervous, so they're going to start buying more online, more stay at home, or is this just a hiccup at the moment?
It's impressive to see, as we said, the market come all the way back after last Monday's sell-off. Going into this Fed announcement as well, obviously Tuesday and Wednesday, the meeting. We'll get the statement coming out Wednesday afternoon. Is there anything that, the Fed could say here that might spook the market as well?
I don't think so, for one primary reason. Mr. Powell wants to be renominated from what I read. So he's going to do everything he can not to spook the White House in any way. So I think this is stay on track, don't ruffle anybody's feathers, and wait for renomination.
Now, we saw the market bounce last week, primarily led by some of the big tech names. Once again, a lot of them had, impressive moves all the way back after Monday's declines. Is there one maybe earnings name coming up from that group specifically that might stand out in your mind this week?
Well, I'm more concerned that everything is priced to perfection. And what I mean by that, the way Google and Microsoft are trading, I would not want to see something light or unexpected in their earnings release. Or then you have Apple and AMD. These are all names that people have been migrating toward, hiding in, and over-investing in for performance.
So when it comes to the overall state here, I mean, as we said, we're kind of chopping around a little bit this morning. The market basically break even. What's it going to take in your mind to continue this move?
Oh, I think it's purely guidance. A Fed that's going to work with the markets, and something positive coming out of the Biden administration on infrastructure. So many things can go wrong, and yet so many surprises could occur.
Mark Roberts, how was the weekend, my friend?
Good, thank you. Good.
Not too bad.
I went to my first wedding of 200 people with no one wearing a mask.
Perfect, beautiful. Did you have to show your little vaccine passport at the door there to get in, or how did that work?
But it was an uncomfortable feeling at first.
I know. I'm with you here as well. Anybody in our office, we can now go unmasked if you're double vaxxed. So I don't know. Everything. I'm glad the world's sort of turning around a little bit now, which is nice to see. Which brings me to a name that I've been a holder forever of this name, and it's McDonald's. And I think that we saw what happened with Chipotle, and they didn't seem to worry too much about hiring of more workers. I know that they've upped the minimum wage there to $15 at CMG, but I don't need to tell me. I'll call up the CMG chart for you in a second here, but I don't need to tell you how well that's been doing here if it ever loads. But Chipotle's going to have a 2,000 handle on it, I imagine, very, very soon. They came down to 1,300. I mean, what a screaming buy that apparently was down here on some of these consolidated levels going back to November. And then you get this monster report last week from CMG, and just taking out the top there. What is different, in your opinion, here about McDonald's? Because it's kind of ranging here, and we just broke out. Is it something that we don't put money to work now until after we see the report? Or are you thinking that this has just maybe gone a little too far for your valuation here?
I'm already in at a much cheaper valuation, but on any dip in a McDonald's, I'd be a buyer. This name certainly leads the group, but CMG, if you can buy it cheaper on weakness in the market, that's a great do as well.
So are we buyers of McDonald's just in case they miss or something like in this? I mean, I'm going to guess. I don't think this is rocket science for you or I right here, but 230, I guess. I mean, if we're lucky enough to get into the mid 220s, I'm guessing for McDonald's is not a bad spot.
Yes, exactly true.
Okay, AMD, we talked about this before, AMD, NVIDIA, or Intel, or what else did you like? NXPI. Pick one of those four, NXPI, Intel, AMD, or NVIDIA.
Oh, I'm going to go with NVIDIA, NXPI, AMD, and Intel in that order.
AMD and Intel. Okay, yeah, okay, not bad. I'm going to switch NXPI and AMD. What about Palantir here? So again, more contract talk. This is one of those wood stocks. Again, you know, a lot of names, a lot of younger names like to look at this, I guess. I mean, I think it's a pretty big value play rather than a growth play, but it does trade a little bit nuts here sometimes, Palantir, where it has its crazy runs. And we talk about this on the show all the time. This is like back here in April, 10 straight red days. And then you go basically from their last earnings report here in May all the way until about June, where you get maybe 2 or 3 pullbacks in here that happen in early June. And then now Palantir has had the complete opposite, where you now get in your last 15 days, you maybe get 3 or 4 positive days here for Palantir. Have you heard anything with your connections or with your research, anything about Palantir that you like here? I keep talking about it on the show. I think it's a pickup a little bit below $20 here, and I'd like to see it break this 23.50 to get above the 50-period moving average. But I've never talked to you about Palantir, Mark.
Exactly as you say in your statistical concept, yes. Those price levels work. Palantir is a funny company because you're not going to hear a lot about it except for their increasing number of contracts. And as I've witnessed in many companies before, contracts aren't enough to drive a stock. So for this, it's a trading level, and I think you hit the trading level on the head.
Yeah, I think they're going to have to either guide like crazy. Something's going to have to happen for them to move a lot. I think it's getting into one of those value kind of things now where it's going to hover until we get some kind of, because it's a 19-year-old business, right? Peter Thiel, and there's lots. So they just came to market a year and a half ago, but it's definitely well known there in Silicon Valley, and I'm sure on the street as well. Okay, so Chinese names. They've been getting absolutely crushed here. We won't take too much more of your time. I'm not going to talk about the education names, Mark, because when you go from making a profit to possibly being now not for profit, stocks like EDU, TAL, GOTU, there's a bunch of them. I don't have any of them up. We don't need to talk about them. I'm going to assume that those Chinese education companies, we're not going to touch those. I mean, am I right there, or do you look for value at some point with an EDU type of thing? For me, it's a no, but
for me, no. I've taken them off my watch list.
Yeah.
There's so many other great names to buy or trade. No reason to ever be in a position where you get caught with your trousers down, so to speak, in a deep regulation or global change in structure, if you will.
Yeah.
I don't want to risk my dollars for that.
So the only name, and the reason why I sort of brought this in here now, is the only name on any of my watch lists, anything like that, and you can see it right here in the middle. Maybe it's too small, but it's NIO. I think they're one of the only Chinese names that's investable, and I'll tell you why. Because back when NIO was, $4, $5, $6, maybe even a little bit less than that, the Chinese government came in and pumped money into this company. I believe that they've backed NIO before, and they may do that again, as they are tired of the Teslas of the world, Ford, GM, all these great American companies coming in and creating this electric car environment. And I think they want to be part of it, obviously. And I think NIO has traded really well, on great news, on great delivery numbers. And I really feel that they're a company that the Chinese government may. And again, I agree with you, man. We have no idea what's going to happen. But is NEO maybe a name? I know we've talked about Alibaba, so we'll pass on that. But because of electric cars, because of the fact that they are being sold in North America as well and throughout Europe, is NEO a name that you're looking at? And if so, are there levels you're looking at for this name?
NEO is another one where it's a level after level. You can trade it, look for the clusters, look for resistance. But one that I'm moving back toward, which I'm in and I'm looking to add, is MGA.
Right.
I think their acquisition on Friday was as smart as could be. I think the street misunderstands this whole concept of what's going on. So I'm staying away from the Chinese for the moment, and I'm looking at MGA for a bounce back.
Mark, I tweeted something out on Friday at 2:04 p.m. Just bought some Magna, some MGA. So I'm with you there. I just bought some. We tweeted it out there off their VNE acquisition. I have the symbols wrong. It's MGA in New York, and it's MGA in New York, MG.TC. So the names are wrong, and I've corrected that down here, but that's good. Great minds here hopefully think alike, and I don't know why you're thinking like me there, but I bought some of that on Friday. So I do like Magna, and I do think that for that's a little safer with some of those homegrown deals there that they have. So Mark Roberts, is there a name maybe we didn't touch that you want to talk about before I let you go?
Again, looking at logistic companies, I don't own FedEx or UPS. I own the rails. I'm looking at that whole transport of goods. I think it's an underloved and an area that's going to push us in the second half of this year.
Okay, so we'll look at something, I don't know why, because CP split. I was gonna say Canadian Pacific Railway, I do like that name as well, off that split all the way back to the downside. So I'll keep my eye on CP Rail, Union Pacific, and things like that. Thank you, Mr. Mark Roberts from Sun Lake Strategies. Always a pleasure, my friend.
Have a great day. Thanks so much.
All right, guys, few analyst moves to mention for a Monday. Yeah, Facebook on this side of the board today. Mizuho increasing their price target on FB. Pretty good week for them last week. American Express back on the board. Gap is here. AT&T as well to the upside. Lowe's downside. Price target cut from Wedbush today. And then here's all of the Chinese stocks. Yeah, there's DD. 10.5% right now. That TAL on here as well, guys.
Oddly enough, a lot of those not doing a ton of well, they're doing volume, but not a lot of action, with the exception of maybe that Tencent, of course. For those of you paying attention, Lucid starts trade today, although I do see it, hold on, I'm not seeing any pre-market trading. We will see Lucid trading at LCID. It'll be trading as in today's action. Look, you just talked about, I mean, a couple of those names there, Brennan. Let's go to DD just because I think that's the one that's going to be, you know, somewhat heavily traded for day traders at least, but I don't know why that's still on. Lucid, of course, still frozen. But anyways, DD, fresh lows and breaking lower. I think there's any strength in these names. I kind of want to be fading it here today. And I did just notice Tencent Music bouncing at least a little bit to the upside here. Now, 925 I had as a bottom on the stock previously. It's getting a little bit of a bounce. Down 10%, it's not much of a bounce. And the gap down is from like 1078 here. But starting to get a little bit of rollover action here in Tencent. Done over 1 million shares in the pre-market. So that and DD could be the trading vehicles because I was looking at that TAL, you know, basically like spread trading, I think is the name of the game for that and that EDU. Whereas Tencent looks like it's going to have some juice to it, at least trying to catch a bit of a bid so far this morning. I had some XPIO to the short side at the top. I just got stopped out of IMV, trying to catch it on a bit of a bounce play, but there is plenty that we can be looking at for sure. And look, I'll be trading a likely Tencent or DD. I don't know if I'll get into that TAL. What a fall that was.
Yeah, so I talked about those a little bit with Mark. I was just looking at some Palantir levels here. I like the 2185, but I know we're on some Chinese names here. Look, I was actually looking today, so I'm down, I think, 14% or something on my Alibaba trade, and I was wondering about just getting rid of it. Honestly, throwing some money into the high-flying Moderna or something like that right now. Alibaba continues to get in the way of all of this, and I actually love, okay, I just got into NEO right here. That must have been a bad wick. I don't think I should have got in down this low, but okay. We'll talk about this in a minute. Don't think that's the right trade for me. But anyways, Alibaba, I love TCEHY. I believe that's what it is here on the pink sheets as well. 10 cent there, so that's, you know, one of those names here that I think has just been getting killed. I love 10 cent. I think they're in everything in China, man. I mean, if there was none of this happening right now, and God, you know, this is the thing. Like, I'm not trying to get political here or anything, but I really thought that with the new administration, there would have been some sort of not a deal, but something about China there, and some sort of, I don't know, trade deal, negotiations, things like that, that just would have made some of these Chinese names a little more investable from a U.S. side. Obviously, that hasn't happened at all. I haven't heard. I haven't heard Joe Biden say anything, or any of the trade peoples there involved with the government, anything about China. So I don't know, man. I think is there something more coming with all of this? Because honestly, if you look at Tencent Music, like now they're not allowed to have the rights to certain music, and we'll get to Tencent Music in a bit too. But it's just ridiculous, some of these moves. So, to me, I would love to right now tell you guys that, by the way, there goes Neo to the upside. I'll talk about why I took that trade in a second. But, $65 here, like how good of a level is this? Going all the way back to August, like Tencent ripped up to 100 before all this started. This was cruising in January, February. Like everything was fine, man, and now everything's not. So I feel like we're in a recovery mode here in this world, and China should be leading the way, and I believe maybe they are. But unfortunately, right now, none of these names are investable. I would love Brendan to stamp a monster buy on this Tencent. I've been talking about Alibaba near 200, and now all of a sudden I'm talking about getting rid of them. So I don't know, man. It's too bad that this has happened to some of these names, but I love these levels, but we can't buy them right here.
Yeah, it seems like there's no end in sight at this point either for this talk, at least. So we'll continue to watch all things China. Let's get into the morning note, guys. If you do need the morning note, absolutely free to you every single morning before we come on at 8:30. That is the link. You just register with an email, whatever account you would like, and you get the morning note every single morning. Crypto stocks, the first group on the list. Lots of groups on the list today. All of them up significantly this morning, obviously, with the move we talked about in Bitcoin. Again, it was the London City AM newspaper citing unnamed sources that Amazon is now looking to hire a crypto and digital currency lead developers. So that was kind of lighting a flame under that rumor that was floating around at the end of last week about Amazon possibly accepting Bitcoin, guys. So big moves here.
There we go. We finally figured that
Bitcoin.
out. That was congratulations, right?
Yeah, and congratulations to everybody that just hung on. Now, I think an interesting floor potentially is going to start to be that 34.5, 3,500 on spot. Someone already asked in the chat and was like, Neil, today are you actually going to be fading SOS because that's what you like to do when it pops the upside? Yeah, actually, I'm going to go back to that well. The last time SOS gapped up. This has just been usually the one that I like to play to the south side if we're going to be looking at these names. I was just checking out Coinbase from the equity side. I didn't really see too much that I like there in terms of a day trade. But the truth of the matter is, on strength, typically I like the SOS to the south side play. So I kind of look at this 15-minute chart. We had a bit of a gap up on Thursday, and then a flush. And try to hold this like 285-3 area. That's where I like to start. You want Friday's action, a lot of the same thing with a 285 high. So if it pops up a little bit, I'll start working this one in front of $3 going into the open. This is not to say anything against Bitcoin, whatever. This is just at SOS. And if you look at the daily chart, I mean, it's going to speak for itself. It's usually pretty good to short on pops, and I like to take advantage of the strength in the overall space to play this short. If there is some kind of a flush, I mean, I would be looking at something like a 232 on Coinbase. I just don't see any activity in that stock. Usually a good day trade, but not seeing anything there today. It'll be SOS for me.
Okay, so people asking about the sticky notes, so let me just, whoopsies. Okay, you know what, I was trying to get the exact thing here, I'll just give my handle. So it's at Trader TV Sean, and watch out, guys. Again, it was a little bit died down this weekend, but there are fake accounts out there asking for Bitcoins and things like that, so please be very, very cautious of everything related to me, Neil, or Brendan, or Valeria, or anybody, or even at, I don't know, is there an at Trader TV Randy fake account trying to sell you Ford motor cars or something? Yeah, so stay away from all those accounts, guys. We would never ask you for anything. We don't sell an education platform or guarantee any profits or anything crazy like that. Yo, what's up? Mr. Vegemite is in the building. What's up, Russell Jackson? Yeah, you're all the rage around here talking about Vegemite. So guys, let me know if anybody tried. I believe I've tried Vegemite when I was younger. Neil said he would, so
I'm all for it, man.
so hopefully we can get some Vegemite going on here, and we'll try it. We have some croissant and things like that. Russell, let us know what's supposed to be all about that. Yeah, selling you fake hot dogs. No, maybe Beyond Meat hot dogs, Michael Travis. The checkered look is the bomb. Oh, why thanks there, Russell Jackson. I guess you're talking about the checkered shirt. Thank you so much for that. Vegemite is terrible. Come on, guys. Russell, apparently there's going to be a video out there of Valeria opening a box of 1 million Vegemite things. So she's really happy about that. And she's got on, that's from Russ, isn't it? Okay, so why don't we spin around? Can we do that picture? There it is. So there's the green. So sponsored by Russ. Thank you so much for that as well, Russell. There with that. So very, very kind of you for all the super chats and everything you've been doing for us in supporting the show. Neil breaks this 42.70 level. We go long. We're getting out right here, but this wick happened up to 44. So I still like this break of 44, 43. So we'll wait to see that. And that's the sticky note going there. We were talking about Bitcoins. Yeah, so look, thank you so much for the kind talk about Cardano. I'm just trying to make you guys some money. Shout out to Shakib. Shout out to everybody else that bought Cardano at $1. I'll keep talking about it over and over again because I'm just trying to create wealth out here for you guys. And I mean, this is how many times, dang, all the way to the upside. I keep buying it. I'm not selling it, but hey, if you want that 40% in a week, congratulations, as our Bitcoin thing goes, because there it is, 88 holds again. And I don't know, man. I'm trying to get real money into this. I just don't know what levels to really pump the money into. But Bitcoin, just so you're watching, this could fade out right now. We touched 39.2. And now it's coming to the downside. So, I mean, that was a monster bump up, man. Like, does it really need to be up 14, 15% on possibility of Amazon taking Bitcoin? I mean, eventually Bitcoin's going to be mined and it's going to be gone. So at some point, someone's going to have to start taking this thing for payment. And whether or not it happens now or later, I don't know, and I don't really care. So I think you just keep investing in Bitcoin. You got to watch out for some of those levels. I'm not a huge bull on it, but I think everybody needs to have a certain part of their portfolio invested with BTC, Brendan.
All right, let's bring in Arun here. We'll get a check on the overall market, see what we need to be aware of after, as we said, Arun, pretty impressive bounce back last week. Right back to highs. What are you looking at today?
Right back to highs. We took out the big level that we were working with, 43.85 on Friday. We got above and we just took off. So they're really... this kind of comeback that we had in the pre-market session is a welcome comeback because it didn't need to release some selling, or anyone who had bought on that rally. It's good to have them out, at least kind of readjust the positions a little bit. Now we actually have the potential to keep on expanding. So I'm going to mark off 44.10 on the top end and 43.70, just underneath 43.70. That was the stop I would have used on the breakout on Friday of that 85 level. So that level is of that area, or that stop is still in play. So a couple options here we have. There is enough action for a potential short if you get above 4,400. Again, given the upside potential and the support you're going to get in the low 80s, I would favor the long, but I'm open to the idea of a short if the setup comes in at the right prices. So 4,400 going on up, 44.10 would be your stop. If we can get a setup in and around that area, then the shorts are on the table. Now, if we get into the mid to low 80s, which would be the breakout point of the all-time high, that would have been, I believe, bounced twice before we took it out on Friday. So that area for 43.85 going on down to 43.70, I've been looking for some hesitation. It's going to take me less to get in on the long side, but I would like some form of a setup. It doesn't have to be as solid as the short side I would look for, but it does have to set up in some fashion for me to decide to go long. So we're kind of stuck in between here, favoring the long side. 44.10 breakout, that's an easy trade. If it comes down, we're sitting at 43.91 right now. If we can come on down a little bit more and kind of stabilize a little bit, I think the longs are back on the table in the mid 80s with 43.70 on the stop. If we break 43.70, that could become a problem, given that could set up the false breakout trap trade. So you got the breakout of the all-time high, you got the breakout of the 4,400, and then we got the breakdown through all of those levels. It could create a trap. That could become a wide open short to the downside. So I'm just keeping an eye on how we're going to play in the mid 80s going on down to the 70s. There's a long down there if we can get it set up. But if that break comes in below 43.70, we may have a problem to the downside.
Yeah, lots to consider today. Thanks, Arun. We'll check back in again tomorrow morning. 10-cent music. Next up, guys, we'll talk a little bit about this China stuff once again. 10 cent, the latest to be targeted here, as we said, the government basically saying they have to forfeit all of their music rights, it would appear anyways. They were also slapped with a 500,000 yuan fine, which is about 77,000 roughly, give or take, US, for unfair market practices. So here we go. We've already bounced quite nicely, in fact, 9 up to 980. But still down significantly for TME, guys.
You can't even go to space for that fine. I mean,
we were sort of looking at Neuro here as well. But
Neuro just
this
popped.
started to go right now. We will look at 10-cent music. I'll look at the imbalance locator, but right here, Neuro takes out. So basically, I think this is just a simple move. And thank you to Russ again for another 50 Australian dollars there. Thank you so much, and congratulations. I saw. The Australian female there took out that Ledecky.
That was a great race.
That was a great race. And congratulations to our Canadian divers and swimmers. We are kicking some serious butt in the pool. What up, Canada? Let's go. Okay, now here we go. So 1988 there, a nice little long there on Neuro, so we'll see where it's going from here. Brendan will come with any news, but watch out. We've had highs of 39.40 on all these halts, so this could be a halt fest name. Okay, 10-cent music. We'll look at the imbalance locator quickly because it was on there earlier. I'll just call it up for you and then look at the locator. There it is, 400,000 to sell right here on 10-cent music. We'll go to Brendan and come back.
Yeah, there was a headline there on Neuro, guys. I want to get this to you. It was positive. It looks like a randomized controlled trial for a wearable. This was going back to last week, so it's more data on that fibromyalgia treatment. It looks like for their wearable tech unit, I guess, that they were talking about a little bit last week. So that was just out at 9 there, guys.
So that's good. So I'm going to take it. So now that we know that, I'm just going to go long right here. Probably this is a very, very light position, not thinking that this is going to even go up from here, but it's 9:06, so we do have a little bit of time here. This is a very, very small position. Please don't think this is like a home run spot for me or anything. I mean, I'll hit the freaking siren alert when this starts going up because right now we're 40 cents in the money right there and we just took it. But again, it could fall back in. But this is that device, man. This is the device right there that got them going. So here we go through 23. I mean, look at this. Let's hit the chicken dinner winner right there. That just goes instantly in the money. 80 cents for me right there up to 23. So let's go. Let's see how far we can go. Maybe a break of 23. I like this name on a break of 23, but we're already long now, 22.32. We're late, but there it is, man. This is $1 now in the money. So we'll hit the cash register. Let's see how far this can go up, man. Neuro now $1 plus in the money. Damn it. I wish I could tell you guys that I was going hard on this one, but Brendan with the news there. That makes sense. Thank you to all you guys for spotting this out right now. And there it goes, Neuro. Yes, sir, man. The cowbells are. This is already a day for us. So good on that trade there. We talked about 10-cent music. Quick time here. There it is. It's a sell side on this imbalance. So does that mean it's going down? No, not necessarily. You can see it's been moving all the way up. But look at the daily chart here for 10-cent music again. The Spotify of the US, I mean, where is this thing going even right now? We'll watch 10-cent music. It broke that $14, $15, and now it's cut in half, even from these levels here. So I'm very, very weary of all of this. I don't want to do anything with any of this, but I do want to celebrate one more time as the money coming down for Neuro right now.
Yeah, 10 cents, I don't know. If 10 cents possible, like 10, I think it might be worth a little bit of something there to play a little bit of a short trade. It's looking a little bit strong, but Neuro, just going into Friday, guys, remember they did have this interesting pot that we're shorting 24.50. It's just about to get into that price range. And then from there, these levels are going to stand out like a sore thumb because it's basically the same two in a row. It's this 29.30 level, here and here, and then it double topped at 40. And it was a hard, harsh turn if it does that crazy breakout. But first things first, 24.50 area, then you get that 29, some solid levels, if only because they repeated themselves over and over again. Neuro is going to be one to watch. And check out that TYME. It's not on our watch list, but that's approaching day highs. That's set up for a 9:30 rollover for me, TYME. We'll see what happens there with good volume on a lot of names here.
Just looking at Krispy Kreme once again, guys, it's worth noting there was a couple, not one, but multiple analyst initiation, including Morgan Stanley and JP Morgan today. JP Morgan at overweight on donut. So heads up on donut. Not doing much here, but It is positive on the day. You guys want to look at DD once again? I mean, more negativity, same old story for DIDI once again this morning.
I don't know, short the pops. Like, that's all I got to say. I mean, short the pops. I'm looking at the floor on Friday, and it's like that 790-ish area. And I think if it gets back up, it's hard for me to imagine that any of these names, the Chinese education companies, Didi, Tencent, are going to trade above Friday's lows on this gap down. Filling in the gap just seems. Look, every single day we get a different headline, right? So who actually wants to sit there and pile right back into this and take it to a higher level? So, I think I want to short a pop into that 790 range. There's some small caps that are a little more interesting to me at these levels. We've seen DD make a push up on this before at times and then eventually fade. So, maybe this is going to happen again. I'm willing to be patient with DD and then, trade some of these other more exciting names until we get a shortable level that we like. And I'll probably start at like a 65 into that 790-ish area.
Yeah, I mean, I've looked at, I can show you over and over and over again these sheets. I mean, you guys have seen them. I keep them here, some of the sticky notes, just to review them. And DD short is on every single one of these things. So DD on the New York Stock Exchange, again, making its moves back up. At some point, it's going to be a buy. I talked about that over and over again. I want to get my money into Uber. It doesn't look like that's going to be happening anytime soon either. So right now, we'll wait to see, man. But DD just been getting crushed. The CCP knows exactly what they're doing here. They waited to get U.S. money. Then they crushed this stock to the downside. So, I mean, anybody stuck in here at the IPO, congratulations, whoever the hell underwrote this thing. You guys should be put in jail probably for not, sniffing this one out. Like, I don't know. I don't know who underwrote it, and maybe they shouldn't be in jail. But I just feel like this was mishandled from day one. And like, you're telling me that nobody knew this was going to happen. Like, I just feel that this is not cool, and there's more to come on DD. So just get ready for that. I have a feeling this may even delist, which I hate to say that. That's not on any good news or anything like that. Just a feeling that I get that something's been wrong with this IPO. It's going to bring down Uber, which has a small stake at this point. But how many millions have they lost probably in this deal as well? Like, at what point did they get their money invested into DD? Probably, seed money, most likely. So I don't think it's that much of a worry. But here goes Uber to the downside. You can see it's had a hard time here since it's been, considering this is a reopen play, they've had a little bit of a hard time. I would love to get my money into Uber, obviously, rather than DD. But at some point, man, one of these names is going to have to crack. So let's wait to see which one goes first. But for me, DD's a short until it's not, to take one of Neil's lines. And I don't know, man. I'd love to go long on it. Let's wait to see if we get some motivation here today for a DD long through 8, I guess, like sort of where we close, like 817 or so on Friday. I don't know if can we go green to red on this thing? Maybe not, but I'm going to look to go long on DD at some point. I just don't know where.
Let's talk AMC. Got to have a look at AMC because it's actually looking quite positive here today. Notched its first weekly gain last week in 4 weeks, if you can believe that. So it was a positive week overall for AMC last week. We're back above $38 here, guys, as we head towards the open, up 3%. Decent volume here once again in the pre-market for AMC.
It is, and I actually wrote down, we talk AMC and sometimes GameStop here. I wrote down a level for GameStop at 181.50. So I'm going to have a stop breakthrough on GameStop if it goes to that price. And it's a very, very similar setup that AMC's got going on here with like a 38.40 area. I just don't necessarily love Thursday's lower high, that 39.30, just sitting right in that way. But you had the double bottoms already been put in at 31. And then what's interesting is you also got this higher low get put in at 35. So I have like a defend 35 sort of written down. Well, it's more like 34.50, 35, somewhere in that range. I think that's where I want to be defending. If there's a failed breakout on AMC and we get a sharp pullback, I think I want to be defending in front of that 34.50 to 35 area. For the breakout, I'm going with GameStop because it looks a little bit better on the chart, at least to me. But it's almost the same setup here for you on AMC, and lots of room to run because you get through this and get through that 40 level. You had that 47 high lurking, and with GameStop, maybe towards 200 on that week. We'll see what happens there, but these are going to be on the radar again today after catching a bit of a falling knife bid on Friday's action in both names.
Okay, so let me just review a little bit here. There's three things I want to talk about, including that Russell Jackson super chat. I'll talk about that. Okay, so Neuro to the upside right here. We're going to get out at 23.75. If my chart will go over to Neuro right here. This is, the high that we've made was right there, 23.75. We can get it upside. We'll get out, and then we'll go long through 24, okay? So that's going to be the plan, to see if we can't take that $1.50 first, and then worry about a 24 break. So that's going to be my plan right there. To Russell's question here, thank you so much, guys. You're going to super chat? Well, I'm going to take it. So the China 50, the only thing that I ever look at is the FXI, which is the Chinese, the big caps. So I think this is virtually the same thing, Russell. This is down 4 and a bit. I'd put my money in FXI before any of the other ones, but I don't know enough about the other ones, so maybe I shouldn't say that. But here's, oh, come on, FXI, go to the AM. Yeah, so I mean, this has just gotten absolutely destroyed as well. I mean, this is the top, not the top 50, but the top 100, I guess. I don't know what it is exactly. Chinese large cap ETF, okay? So they're gonna hold a lot of those big names that we're talking about, the Babas, the JDs, the Tencent Musics, the Tencent holdings. So, I mean, if you think the Chinese worry is over, I would get into FXI. I would 100%. I mean, TCEHY, Tencent, right? I mean, look at this chart here of FXI, right? And now look at this, the chart of the Tencent as well, which we can go over to here on the pink sheets. And again, I don't know, I don't want these charts to freeze, but it's almost the exact same chart here. And Tencent is right at this bottom level as well. So, I mean, if you want a little bit more, I don't know, growth and like more of a chance to double up your money, I think you can go from 66, like, I don't know if you get, I mean, not double, but I mean, I think you can get back to here, 80s, 83, 84 on Tencent. And then the FXI, again, which you just talked about, 41. And if you just take that same bump up, then you're going to get to 47, 48. So I think it's about a 20% move either way for either one of these names. So again, I think it's worth it. Like, if you don't have exposure, like I have exposure to Alibaba, that's about it actually for the Chinese names. So, if I wasn't already in something, I think it may be worth a dip in and around here on the FXI. Again, like I said a comment before, like China's leading the way. They're not leading the way anywhere. It's just in the growth. Like, I mean, they've led the way before through economic booms and things like that. And not to think that that's what's going to happen now, but if they can, get this sort of political, headwind away, then I think Chinese companies have a good runway, but it's just not there yet, and we keep talking about it, so let's just move on. But there's your FXI, Russ. I think down 4%. I think it's worth a buy, but, just watch out. I mean, we could get a lot lower. Like, we only got as low as 34, guys, and that was in March of 2020. So we know what happened there, and we only got as low as 34. So right now we're 41. I mean, you're 10% away from these low levels here. So watch out for FXI. Might be a good play on the bounce back.
Numbers overnight throughout Asian markets in general. Big negativity. We'll talk about Moderna here, guys. The impressive run continues for mRNA. We're up another 2% in the pre-market here, going to open in all-time high territory once again. This was the day it was added to the S&P. We thought maybe on that day it might have been the top as far as being added to the S&P, what was left, but here we are again. Another day, another all-time high for Moderna.
Yeah, I mean, you're just not getting in the way of the stock. There is one level I'm looking at here today, and look, anytime it gaps up, I think profit taking does have to happen. It's a normal name it's a normal play for this. You're going to see when it had that big rollover. A lot of times through like an even level like a 350, you'll look for that to become an interesting little floor there. But for me, if this cracks back down below this 350 area today, I think it could be at least a little bit of profit taking in Moderna today. It's been ridiculously strong. I think at some point, especially this week with earnings coming across the board and some of the bigger names, some people might be looking to put some money to work as they find some value. Just a couple of notes here. One is Neuro comes back down. I'm looking for a 20 dip buy, and Spirit just made a bit of SPRT, just made a bit of a move to the upside before fading back in. It just turned around off of 820, but it's kind of been dipping off of like VWAP, and it just made a test of this 770 previous high there. So SPRT, I mean, there's a million things moving here. Add this one to the list as well. We're looking pretty strong so far in the pre-market. This one doesn't set up for a short for me just yet. And IMV, I got out of it, but if you look at Friday's top, That was about a $1.90. Between that and 210, I think that's where you're going to hopefully find a bit of a floor, or at least the next floor in IMV.
I think Trader Joe here, this is a great quote actually. My opinion has an expiration date, my stop, right? I mean, I think that that's a good point there, right? And that is that, you know, when you get into a trade, you have to have an out somewhere, right? And I mean, and that's really where it ends, right? I mean, as an investor, a long-term investor, I think you got to have an opinion on a stock and where you're going with that. But as far as day trading, guys, like, you don't need to be married to anything here. We're making trades based on how we think the stock is going to react on the day, and that's it, right? We only hold stock. We don't hold stock overnight here. So again, if you're watching us for the first time, we're in and out of these positions as many times as we want to, with as much capital as we want to, and we are trading on a prop firm for Day Trade the World. So daytradetheworld.com, you guys can go have a look at that. It's the platform, and it's prop, and I've been here for 20 years. So needless to say, I'm pretty happy with everything. 43 here on NIO. Let's check the imbalance locator here with only 10 minutes to go quickly. Just at, whoa, hello. Big seller on EDU. You know, we crushed this one long on Friday, but today that won't be any sort of a situation for the long. I don't know. Do I have? No, my trades aren't here, but we were able to get long in here around 908, and everyone's like, why are you holding? Why are you holding? Well, it turned out to be a decent hold, right, all the way, and then bang, up to 350 in the aftermarket. Holy crap. I didn't even notice that. And now today, over the weekend, you know, more negative news that China doesn't want to be backing down from these guys. So we'll wait on EDU there. Yeah, I mean, look, these are all Chinese names all the way. I mean, just rearrange this order there and you'll get NEO there. So it looks like it's going to be all S's here. I don't like it, even though S for me and B for Brendan's. We would prefer much more B's on here. It looks like AMC is starting to make that move that we thought it may do. I like a 40 break on AMC. We talked about why that is. Or maybe we didn't get to there. Actually, I know Neil talked about AMC and GameStop a little bit, but here's this 40 level, goes all the way back to the 20th. So I like that level break here. This is only Thursday, Friday down here to 34. Nice action into the close here off midday boot. Bump up here for AMC. Did fall a little bit into the close, but now you get that bump. Let's see if we can take out 40. You're only up 4%, man. Let's see how far AMC can go off of a good weekend, I think, at the box office. Not great, but not bad. I didn't hear really anything negative. So let's wait to see if 40 can get taken out here for AMC. It's not too far away at this point.
Let's go to Snapchat as well, guys. A big move to end last week, coming off of a big blowout report as far as earnings for Snap is concerned. We are, yeah, it was a sell on that list. We saw there 300,000 plus sell, but just pop back to the upside, trying to get back above 78 here for Snap again today, guys.
Yeah, Snapchat, look, Snapchat put a double top in Friday's action. That's the first thing you're going to want to look at. That's like this 79.20-ish area here. You're getting a bit of a pullback. And I think that's why you put this in a little bit of a grain of salt. It was a fantastic and absolute monster blowout there. You should watch Twitter as well. This strength is on relatively low volume, but we just sort of spiked back up. And the only reason I show you that double top is I think there could be some trouble getting through those highs, at least. I'd much prefer a breakout of the double top on the 15-minute chart there than taking a pre-market breakout level. So, you know, let's let Snap matriculate a little bit and get itself opened up. Maybe it's an afternoon play if it shows enough strength into that high, but, you know, start things off looking at Friday's high, because that's going to be the big level that we just gapped into. And I think, you know, until it breaks out there, you probably want to be buying dips in Snapchat as opposed to just taking sort of random levels to the long side. I did say, of course, that I was going to fade SOS. Is in the crypto play. I am already into it. I wanted a better price, but hey, sometimes you have to get what you got to get. And it started to roll over on me. I thought we'd get a chance to get those 85s, but started to roll over. Took the first consolidation, then doubled it back in at the same price. If it pops, I'm looking to short into that 85 range off the open as well.
Okay, so this is what we did on Snapchat. We absolutely destroyed Snapchat. It was a monster trade. It was our trade of the day. We talked about it. We actually had some videos about Snapchat and how much we liked it. This is what we did on Friday. Long 74, out, and then we got out the rest at 78.50 on the very top. I just don't have that chart for you guys. But yeah, very, very excited. And by the way, guys, it's this season again in my household right now. It's Katina time. It's back to hockey season. Trader TV Live. This was last year's jersey, so we're really excited. And my man has power skating today. So I already told him that he's basically not going to be able to survive So, that should be really fun. I mean, a whole summer full of, sitting down, playing Minecraft and playing Roblox and things like that. Although he's a very active kid. I don't know if you guys have ever had power skating classes or things like that.
I don't even know what that is.
He ain't gonna survive, I'll tell you that much. He's 9 years old, so I already told him to get ready. It should be a good night's sleep for my man. What was that, Neil?
Oh, I said I don't know what power skating is. I can tell you this right now, he whooped my butt on the ice.
He'd whoop. He'd whoop everyone's butt in here. I mean, honestly, he's a very, very talented little individual. But it's the work. It's just like practicing running. Like it's literally power skating. So, Brendan, are you much of a skater, buddy?
I am not. Grew up as a skier, so I didn't spend much time skating, guys. Here's a little one from the list this morning, guys. Remember, Nano Vibronics went absolutely nuts late in the day on Friday. They had a UTI treatment that came back positive, or results from a trial that came back positive. So monster volume came in Friday. This one pretty self-explanatory, I feel. Above 350, it's a long. Below 350, it's a short. This thing more than tripled at the end of the week last week, so it's got a long way to go. Either direction, I feel, for NAOV, guys.
Thank you very much, Brendan. We'll go to that IMV in a quick second here. Russell, look, I see you, man. Thank you for all the super chats. I think we got some croissants. I'll try the veg. I've never had Vegemite. I am gonna try it. I think it should be interesting. At least that's about all I will say. I'll let you know how it goes. You guys will probably see it live because they always like to show me, Rob and Lucas, show me eating food in front of you guys. But IMV, I had a scalp trade on this bad boy. Off of this 245, we're able to take a little bit here, then I got back in. We stopped out at the previous pre-market high, this little breakout price. As it moves into the open, it kind of sets up for, hey man, that 930 rollover, but check out the fact, forget about these dark pool wicks down here. This is the little flush low it had down around that 215 area. You got a nice 210 bottom or a 208, 209 bottom that it's trying to bounce off of. If that never gets breached, then you are looking for a potential breakout, right? So as long as this low isn't taken out, then I'm gonna like that 285 sort of breakout. First things first, it's just set up for that bit of a 930 rollover trade. So if we pop up in IMV somewhere into like 60 to 70 off the open, can't quite get to that 85, it might turn into a quick short and scalp trade for me. And then if it breaks that 210, I think that's going to be a big sign of weakness. So IMV, it's on the watch list, guys. It's actually a Canadian biotech firm, but a micro cap. So a few of these names we've talked about, obviously Neuro is one of them. And IMV, these things could start halting if they get too crazy and too out of hand. We saw that with NUAN as well. So do be careful, especially off the open. If you don't want to get caught in a halt, just try to get out as fast as you can. We do trade around the halts, though.
Couple things here. Thank you so much, Brasanto, for that $5. Means a lot to us. Thank you so much. Yeah, I wish everyone could like the video, please. I mean, like, support, subscribe, all that stuff. But more importantly, just watch. And if you can get the word out for us, thank you so much. A lot of you guys are in trading groups. Please share it. I think everything that we've talked about here so far today helps. Oh, and then I did want to say another member here, ETD. I haven't seen you before, but welcome. ETD, 2 minutes of crypto, please, from me. Sure, I'll take it. So look, I mean, this is BTC, right? We get a monster bump up here. I think it's a little bit overdone on this news. We talked about it being up right now, 12.5% on this side. So, just watch out. This is not a good level, this 37.5. It's right in the middle. Like we talked about key levels, 40, 37.5, 35, 32.5. So I just get nervous about it breaking that. So we'll watch it. We'll be trading GBTC here today. And watch out. It touched, like this is as close as you're going to get to 40,000 on that rip, man. 39.710. And then it hits 40 and rejects. So if we go for a run and this thing breaks 40, I mean, how much time do we have? 2 minutes? I don't want to talk just about crypto here as we're getting ready to open. I want to show you a balance locator. But look at this level, man. 30 to 40, 30 to 40. So I don't really even like too much of a 40 break, but you have these tops here, 42. If we can get above 42, then I think we go long, and then you can use 40 as a stop if you're trading it. So I would rather go above this 42, then get long, give myself about that 5 or 10% backside there to lose. But right now, I think this could be the march back up to this 50 level. So let's wait to see what happens with crypto today, because obviously being up to this 12%, it needs to hold it. And I'd like to see a close. It never closes. There's no closing of the crypto market, but I like to see it hover around that 40 mark, at least for the Chinese to wake up tomorrow and see if we can keep it above that 40,000. Because remember, 60% or it's more than that of the mining is still in China. So we're going to watch out for that. Neuro back, not doing anything. We'll wait to see it opens up. It has fallen back down. We do have an order up here. I talked about how light this was. So we do have an order up here. We'll average in back to this bottom of 17 and change. This one's going to have to be held on for a while. And then a quick look at the imbalance locator, which is going to look the same, man. There's a lot of Chinese names on here and not much else happening. I do like a Neo break, although everything's coming to the downside right now. So watch out for some of these Chinese names. I'd like to get longer into Neo here. We've already taken some profits, but if we can get it down here, 41.70, 42 and change, we're getting close to averaging in a little bit more here to Neo.
Yeah, and watch out for TME. Tencent is actually, TME is holding this like a 970 area. It could be an interesting breakdown. I hope the countdown's going to work here because my stream deck has like a bunch of numbers as if it's buffering or something. We'll see what happens. We'll see if we can get that countdown. Miss V is in green and the market slightly to the downside, so hopefully good luck. I got a bid on Neuro in case we get down to like, what the heck was that? Okay, so something just weird happened on. Yeah, I don't think my stream deck is going to be working right now, guys. But anyways, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Let's ring it, Miss V.
Nice one. I like that. Da, 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 da. We are now open, so let's get ready to rock and roll here. XBIO, small little mover there. NIO starting to go upside a little bit here. We got to wait for the imbalances to settle down, so we're going to be looking at that. ETHE and GBTC2 for some crypto names. I know Neil's looking at that SOS as well, guys.
Yeah, already into that SOS. It just started to pop into the upside, and look, we wanted to make sure we got a little bit of piece of that one, but it just went into that 285 range and then came right back. And then, no, we didn't get any more of SOS. You see that little spike that we had in there? I wanted to get like 285s if we can. I had a little bit of a hiccup that my stream deck hated me for there, so it would do a pause on my PC. Neuro is bouncing to the downside. I mentioned I was going to try to catch a bit of a dip. Only got to 21, so I'm going to cancel that 20 order. Don't want to get trapped on that bad boy, and GameStop heading to the downside, so the breakout not there yet.
Yeah, no, we did take a little bit on Neo there as it's finally starting. Is it open now? I don't even know if it's open yet. We don't have a big print yet, so I'm going to say no. But Neo, a nice little win there, 42.60 out there, 42.85. So we're waiting for that to go. That's 23 cents in the money. Neuro now 25 cents, 28 cents and change. Going now, Neuro a little bit. We're still long that one, 22.32. So let's see where we go. We just got as high as 22.75. We're going to have to let this one settle down a little bit here. Neuro, again, here comes the falling to the downside. I do want to average into this. So we have talked about that a little bit. Palantir taking out a little bit of the top here. So we'll get that one and we'll wait back for 21.50. We talked about 21.50 on Friday. We averaged it nicely into that level, guys.
Yeah, and oh my goodness, Neuro, that's actually a real print down here to like 2083. Just to go back, I never got any more shares at SOS. It's kind of kicking my butt here that I didn't get anything on that little pop into SOS. I'm going to see if I can't maybe get a little bit more aggressive. I did want to be fading this play, so I'm going to stick with that. Just to go back over to IMV, look, it's holding that 210. At least it's trying to hold that 210 right here, right now. But this is that pre-market low. This is a big support level for IMV. There was no pop off the open for me to short into, and that's a setup that you know I'm hunting for. Just unable to get it here on IMV.
Okay, yeah, we do have Palantir as well right now to the long side, so let's see if this one can hold out. Should hold out. We are playing off that 21.50 level, guys, like we did on Friday. Sorry, what was that, Neil? 21.50 right here.
Sorry, no. Just we're trying to fix some things on my PC, and I kind of lost my monitor here.
Okay, no problem. So that's even better then. I'll take it over. Okay, so Palantir, we do get into that long, guys. That's hilarious that Neuro goes down that low. We were actually waiting at 2060. It goes down as far as 2080. That would have been a good bid there. But we're pretty good right now, guys, on this. So let's wait to see what happens. We are looking at, I've traded a little bit of this ETHE here today, trying to go long early, but it's not doing much. So right now, nice move up, 13% for this pink sheet name. XBIO not doing much. We are waiting to get longer into Neuro here on the bottom if we can. And then IMV not really doing too much here, to say the least. So we're going to wait for that mRNA at all-time highs. 10-cent music fading off as well here.
I just got into 10-cent. We talked about that 970 rolling over. Whatever the ghost is in my PC, it's magically fixed, so I'm just not touching anything at this point. I might not have it. I'm going to scalp some of this out on TME, but if only because you have these like lower highs at like 945, 950. I want to short pops. I want to continue to stay in the range here. I can't really hit any graphics for it. We'll just go bang, bang, or pew, pew for that one. Brennan, what's up, bud?
Volume on ABEO, another one out in the pre-market with positive data this morning. Big volume spike there at the open. So obviously this thing's come off a long way already, but buyers stepping up at the open, guys. ABEO.
Okay, AVEO, XBIO, we haven't been able to get any out on, and then now we're just kind of averaging in right now to Palantir. So we'll see where this one goes from here, though. On Palantir, 2170, we're still going to play off that 2150 level that we played off on Friday. So, we will average in more. Here it comes right down the downside. Okay, so this is the move that we're waiting. We're not heavy into Palantir at all. So right now we're going to wait to see. We're getting close. Unfortunately, I can't zoom this out anymore, but we do have a 2150 level coming on Palantir that we like. So if it breaks that, then we're gone. But look at the NASDAQ, man, today. I know you can't see it. Maybe we can go full screen. The NASDAQ, yeah, there it is, right to the downside. So maybe we get a bounce, maybe we don't. But I do want to average into Palantir, and we got our Nero bottom right there as well, guys.
And just got into some DD shares. I said, hey, man, I'll short the pops on DD. That's what we're going to do. Look, if it actually breaks this, this is the floor here, 793. Just turned around at 780. That's going to be the first, 10 cent. Took a bit of a scalp trade, and now it's testing that $10 range. Now, DD, I think, is a weaker name, so I'll probably be more, eager to average into this one, at least in terms of the short side. Neuro still hasn't bounced off that 20. I'm still looking to catch that if I can. And then IMV caught a bid off of $2, guys, so that's a good one. SOS not really moving, so that short looks pretty safe as far as I'm concerned, but looks like I want to get more shares of that DD off of that 793. We talked about that bottom on Friday. That's going to be that go zone for me to see if it can stay in negative territory.
Yeah, DD, we're looking to see where can we get long on DD, if possible at all. Maybe the long is not there, but we'll wait to see if it is. And I do like DD at some point there. Palantir, we did get that very, very bottom there. Hopefully we take some out at 65 to ring the register a little bit on that name. But right now we're still waiting for it to move. So Palantir breaking through 2150, we'll get out. But we did get out of some there at 65 because look at that low bid right there. That's what we were doing all the time on this name, right? So be very, very careful here as you go with Palantir. I like it, and I like it off of these bottoms. So you have to make sure that you are trading that aggressively. NURO has made a nice little move backside now. So we did come back here. It did go all the way upside. We did get some money in there. I'm going to try to hold out and just see if we can have this big time winner on this in case it halts to the upside. I still have my offer right here. We'll see if that can come in, but right now it's not looking super great for NURO. But as we know, this can go either way here. So NURO, we're hoping to get a nice little bid here.
Yeah, and a bit of a break here. I mean, basically barcoding was GameStop off of the open, and then it finally breaks that 181.50 area. It's essentially holding forward. I mean, if it doesn't hold this 180, you probably look back to that pre-market low at 179. DD, and again, just go right back over to some of these Chinese names, rolls over right at that 790 mark. Now, look, it is what it is. If you try to get shares in on the way down, at least the rest of your shares in on the way down instead of the way up, sometimes you're going to miss it. I already had some shares in there at that 767. I would have liked to catch more at that 80 range, but it turned on a dime at 790. 793 was that Friday bottom that we were looking at before. So GameStop right now, I'd hit the slap face or something like that, but the GameStop breakout not having much back to it to support me with, as it's essentially barcoding still. Not much momentum, but it's still up on the session. It hasn't broken these lows, so I'm going to hang on to it.
Yep, same thing here. We just got out some XBIO, so we'll rain the money on that one here. XBIO right now, nice out. So in here, 25s. Our first out 37s, our next out 42, and now we're back to light positions here on XBIO. So that's a light spot right now for me, just to let you guys know, but it is a nice little win. Palantir coming all the way back now. So yeah, it does touch low to 50. Let's see now. Look at the NASDAQ starting to go here. This is a good sign for us. So, we like to trade this thing when the NASDAQ is with us here. That's Palantir. So let's hold out, see if we get a little higher high here on Palantir. Back into the 70s is my target here for PLTR, guys.
Absolutely. And just to come back over to, we're going to go to Brennan. We'll come right back in just a quick second for that IMV, which is making some moves.
Just saw Lordstown, guys. Ride popping up here, pretty active already, about 4%. It's been a lot higher. We got up to about 8.5 there in the pre-market. They entered into an equity purchase agreement with this company, $400 million worth of Class A common stock. So Ride a little active.
All right.
So I was going to come back to that IMV, guys. It just made a bit of a pop right back into this 245 range before fading. It still held that 210. I'm putting a 210 stop in. If it breaks that level, I'm now going short on IMV. That 930 rollover trade did not come into play. I will start covering DD if it gets to 750, but a 770 short looks good there, although the 10-cent music short, not as good. The DD short looks like it's working out for now, and SOS still barcoding SOS. Boring.
And guys, I mean, are we not like doing this again for you? We'll raise the Canadian flag. We've talked about this over and over again. Congratulations to our Olympic athletes. Hopefully they stay safe over there. But don't worry, we're handling that business over here. Look at this, guys. 42. We talked about taking NEO into this long. We wait for it to dip every freaking day, and we hit the slap shots as well. Nice move upside on NIO, man, as that one just continues to be a beast of a trade. Palantir, beast of a trade as well. Look at that, man. We take that bottom out and we say thank you so much to Palantir, as that's a big time winner for us. NEO, we talked about that, not $1 in the money. The only thing that's fading out for us right now is NURO, and we'll wait to see where that goes, but I'm still excited about NURO here, bit flat. We're long at 21.28, so maybe we'll take a piece off right now for like 20 cents and then let the rest ride, but NURO, man, we're gonna go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 for 6 today.
Yeah, and just took some shares out in DD for the first time. NAOV, by the way, flushing, big time flush. Just popped into that pre-market high now, flushing through this key. This is a key level, 275 here. You're going to look at this in a pullback in the afternoon, right after market, guys. So 275. If it bounces, I'm going to be fading into that one. Brendo.
Just checking on this SGRP, 52% here. Big volume coming in to the buy side. This one popped up late in the day on Friday as well. Spar Group Incorporated, guys. SGRP.
All right, so I guess I got to put an order out if I'm going to capture anything on Neuro. So we're going to put an offer right now and see if we can get that. So we'll see if we can get a little bit out here on NURO right around now, as it's just dancing around too much, man. I don't love this just trade right now. It hasn't tried to go, so we'll see if we can get some out for flat or so, and then let the other bit run. Okay, so that's going to be NURO here. We're waiting for that one to start to go. We're watching a whole bunch. Like, that's why my eyes are everywhere right now. We have NEO, 32 cents in the money. We just cashed some out. Palantir's coming back in a little bit now as well. So that was a good out for us, but we'll wait to see how far now it wants to go. But that was a decent out upside on Palantir. We talked about getting it into the 70s. So that was an out spot for us. Good trade there. And then we're still looking for more, man. IMV's not doing anything. We'll see if it takes out this bottom and then we'll get out. And that's about it. So right now, just Neuro waiting for that to go and NEO waiting for it to come back upside.
Yeah, I'm going to actually add to my TME position if I can. Got some in front of that $10 range. It was initial scalp. I do like that chance that we can catch some here in this consolidation, but a bit of a strong move back up and basically flat on DD. We took some of that out. And then IMV, it was going to be a short for me if it broke that 210. It just did. At least I think yeah, there we go. It just tried to take out that 210 range, so we're heading to the south side of this trade. I thought there could be a long if it would have held that level. Still not over for IMV because really it only went a penny or two. And looks like I'm going to get a chance to try some Vegemite in just a quick second here, guys.
Yeah, I think Valeria's getting it ready to rock for us there, Russell. So we're going to have some Vegemite in a couple seconds here. We will roll that through. We're very, very excited to try said Vegemite. So hopefully that comes through, and we'll try that out and see how it goes. I can let Neil try it first at some point, but we're trying to trade right now. So
big man, it is.
Yeah, Neil right now 65 cents in the money and still going upside. So we're worried about that. Let's check out some of these other names. Alibaba's starting to go to the downside again. Like, I don't know. There's, like I said, man, this may not be investable anymore. Alibaba, until this all gets sorted out. So 195 to the bottom right now coming through. Yeah, just leave it there. Okay, this is the Vegemite. Okay, so here we go, Russ. Thank you so much. Vegemite on a croissant right now. So we'll try this out. I have no idea. Oh, vitamins. So lots of vitamins.
It's got lots of vitamin B in it.
There goes Neuro, by the way. Go ahead, Neil. Yeah, try it out.
Like, it's interesting. I don't know what to say. Like,
what does it taste like?
I don't know, man.
All right.
Like, I actually can't. I can't even say what it tastes like. It's just
okay,
like,
well,
it's not good.
I can tell you what tastes like chicken. How about chicken dinner winners right now as we're going to the upside on Neuro, guys? Right now, 22.50. We talked about averaging into this name. So here we go again. We averaged into it, and now it's starting to go upside. $1 winner on Neuro right now. $1 winner on NIO. Neil's downing the Vegemite. I'm going to join him in a minute. Palantir, a penny upside right now. A very, very exciting time here on Trader TV Live as Neil pounds back the Vegemite. He's loving the Vegemite right now. Go, Neuro. Look, I'll do it, guys, but I have to take the show over right now, as I don't know if Neil's choking or what over there. But Neuro right now, a nice little win. Upside, man. You guys see where we're long. 2060. Giddy up, guys. What a big day.
You guys are cracking me up. This short's frozen. Oh, come on. Show me an XBIO here, guys. By the way, it's still a trading show. Last I checked. Watch out for XBIO if it gets to this 370 mark again. I'd look for a bit of a breakout long. I didn't average into that it didn't average into 10-cent music. I missed my shot to get more shares in, but 987 on the short side just took out that 10 range. So I'm still fading those until they can show a lot more strength than this. SOS is working in the money, but XBIO, this $3 level, you can kind of see in the pre-market, this takes us out. This one could be headed right back down towards 250 where it was before. And remember, 2450 is a monster breakout on Neuro, but if it halts into that price, I don't want a long going immediately into a halt. I'd rather play the halt strip. Remember, 2450 big level.
Cowbell it up. There it is, man. This is just Rip City right now for this name. So let's see. We don't have anything yet. We talked about those levels. Well, Neil just talked about those levels that we've identified as well. So let's go to the upside here. 2350 there. We didn't get it, but we're waiting at 2350. What's up, B? I
mentioned a couple of upgrades and initiations on Krispy Kreme, guys. Nice day so far, up 2.5%. Volume a little questionable, but JP Morgan, one of them, to the upside for Donut.
D-Nut, yeah, they got that upgrade there. So we'll see if we can get this. We didn't get filled there at 2340. We're still waiting at 2340 here. See if we can get that long right now, or sorry, that out of our long. We're $3 in the money on Neuro right now.
I just got a scalp trade of Neuro. I can't really hit a key for you guys because my stream deck isn't working, but it made a fresh high 2350, able to get a scalp out. Now watch this 24 top. I'll take another trade off of that 24. 2450 is where I like to break out long though.
We'll go, Mamma Mia. Thank you so much for doing that little montage there on Friday. But yeah, no scalp trades here, guys. This one, great. We trade this one differently. This was kind of a scalp, though, for sure. But that's a nice pickup at 2050. There's a $3 win right there on Neuro. So right now, I'm not really focused on too much else. That was a big, big trade, man. Neo's $1 in the money. Look at these pickups on the downside there. The only problem right now is Palantir. And again, if to take a quote from Jay-Z, if we've got 99 problems, man, trading stocks ain't one, because today we're absolutely on fire again. XBIO, man, bang, bang, bang. That doesn't get any better than that for me. Unless we buy these very bottoms, we're out at the very top. So that's a good trade, man. We'll wait for Neuro to hold. We now only have 10%, or there we go. 25% of Neuro left right now, and then Neo is $1 in the money. So the only stock that we're waiting for is IMV. So we'll wait on that one. What's up, B?
Pinduoduo, a couple other Chinese names starting to bounce here. I just saw PDD broke 92 there on volume, back to session highs, we'll call it, but still down 4%. A lot of these starting to bounce, guys.
Yeah, and I just got out of my Neuro, so we're gonna look. It's a lower high that gets put in here off of that 24 level, 2450, a monster level from last week. On Friday we shorted that one as well. Quick little in and out trade, just a couple of minutes worth of work for that one there. And look, SOS, I'm gonna be shorting this one. I don't know if it's till the cows come home. I can cancel these offers though. I'm probably not going to get that 285 pop, guys. This looks like we're still heading right back towards barcode zone at 250. So we can safely hang on to this trade, I think, pretty carefully. And then at 10 cent, it's going to make another move up here. We got out at 10 even. We held onto a little bit. I don't think this thing is going to, I still don't believe it gets back into that Friday low, that 1050. I'm going to hold off and try to short pops in this bad boy, and that's the only play to go. Neuro, I still think 20 is a good level if it can dip down into that price, but you still have that 2450, which looms, guys. This is the level from Friday that I think it's really going to have a bigger breakout, possibly to that 30 range. Let's see if it can't get back down in and hold another 20 dip, maybe at 21. Brendo?
Lucid finally gets going here, ripping, in fact, back to 26, or straight through to 26, guys. It opened at, let me just double check, 25.24 was the initial print, so down here. For LCID.
Yeah, Lucid Motors there. Good name. New name, right, today? So Lucid Motors coming back on. Palantir, guys. Yeah, sorry, Russ. I'm with you, man. I'm just trading like a maniac right now. Palantir to the upside. I will taste it. Okay, I'll taste it for you right now, Russ. Here comes Vegemite. Here we go. We'll taste this. We'll have a good look at this. It doesn't look too bad. It kind of looks like Nutella. I'm sure it doesn't taste anything like that. What's up to my
Nothing like Nutella, bro.
Yeah, I imagine it's nothing like Nutella. We're going to taste this right now. Oh, it's a bit salty, I find. That's a bit salty. But yeah, no, it's not bad. It's not bad. We'll have to taste it in a minute. But I do need to take a little bit of a drink right now. It's good tasting, but it's pretty flaky.
No, it's not.
Thanks, Russ. That was tasty. A little salty for my liking, but I'll give you more of a review after I down this.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know if salty is the word I use. I don't know how to describe it, to be perfectly honest. I'm trying to think about it. And Moderna here pops to 360. Now is coming back to that 350 level. If it takes out 350, I still like that short. No matter what, I'm going to have it. It's just look. It's a breakdown. It's a scalp. Well, not much of a scalp trade, but it is just a key level break on Moderna. Nothing against the company. Nothing against a strong move that it's definitely had. NAOV, by the way, guys. That one absolutely flushes. So, we talk about that 930 rollover trade. It is now in the absolute doldrums. It can't seem to get out of its own way. I'm kicking myself because I had a few issues with PC right off the open and missed this trade for sure. If it gets down here, watch out for $2. $2 was the most reasonable support level that it had after this like 280 level. So, watch $2 on NAOV. It might be able to put a bit of a floor in at that price.
Yeah, I'm trying to look at just watching a little bit of Bitcoin here, seeing if it's going to move anywhere a little bit. That is a bit salty, I find there. Yeah, there it is, Aussie. What up, Russ? Thank you so much for everything you've been doing today. Another 200 there. Yeah, little bright can. Yeah, the Vegemite, the best can out there. Thank you so much. Nice name there. I still find that salty, man. I think that's salty. And then Russ, ha ha ha, Aussie, this way we win the pool. Yeah, Aussie's great. Great spirit. Thank you so much, Russ. You're a very, very kind man for all these super chats for sure. So we will thank you for that over and over again. $2 in the money on Nero. Good trade there. Palantir 7. I still think, I could take another sip here. I still think that's a little bit salty, man. I don't know. Is it salty? Is anyone, tell me what you guys think of Vegemite in the chat there. Because, or where's Valeria? Have you had any yet? What's your opinion?
Well, I just uploaded the video where I'm eating Vegemite with a spoon. So guys, go check it out after.
With a spoon, but what's your opinion on it? That we didn't get the opinion. Salty, you like it?
It's interesting. Interesting.
Okay, so I'm the only one that's actually.
I don't know how to describe it, man. Like I'm still trying to figure out what I think about the thing. I'll eat basically anything, which is part of my problem. So like I can't say it's great, but I'd probably scarf it down because it's healthy for you. That's all I'll say.
Yeah, that's a good thing.
Allegedly, I mean, I don't know. I just read that it's healthy.
Yeah, we haven't given this to any health officials or anything here, but it seems like it's supposed to be healthy for you. Okay, so as we go, guys, Neo dollar in the money, Nero still going. I mean, I'm trying to find some new names for you, see what we can work on here. Moderna, Neil's talked about that. That's all the way up. What about EDU now? Finally starting to move a little bit. Yeah, too much size here for EDU. It just looks like it's just I don't know if it's going to get in its own way here or not. But a nice little bottom at 2. We got to wait for it to come back to 2 before we look at that. So I'll look at EDU around that $2 level, guys.
Oh, well, that TYME, by the way, guys, time just made a run. Well, it made a 930 pop in and gave you that fade trade. Of course, 930 was the time that I missed basically everything. But I'm going to see if that one can't get back up towards that high. It's a 190 even. If you do look over at the daily chart, you got a key level here at about $2. If time can get there, not 10-cent time. So it's a $2 level that I think is the big one. If it fails shy of 190, I like that rollover type idea. I'm still sticking with DD, but to my chagrin, I'll just use the word chagrin. Why not? And then IMV is slowly starting to get back into the downside here. Slowly, I say, because since the break, it basically went up like 10 cents and is now back about 10 cents in the money at absolute best. If it holds below 2, I think it's one that I can add into, but it's starting to show that it's a rollover on IMV.
Okay, yeah, we're still looking at a few different things here, like we said over and over again. So we'll just wait to see here. I'm thinking about just getting out of this Neo. Neo's just been such a monster run here, and we'll pop a wheelie as it's getting near the highs of the day one more time. So I actually did like it. We talked about the trade here today early. I wrote down 43.50, so we're getting close to that level again. We were already long into 43.50, so that 43.50 was a high there, right? So we don't have anything to worry about for it, but it is at a high there, 43.50. So we are going to watch out to see if it takes that one more time. And I'm going to go long if we take out this 43.50 one more time. So we'll try it here if it takes it, and then we'll go. But Palantir right now, just a big time win, man. We'll slap our face around a little bit as Palantir going to the upside right now. 2178, right back to where we love this name. So hopefully we can take advantage of it, man. Palantir, nice little move upside here for that name. So we are going to look at that and watch it here, because if we could take out this 2185 initially where we went, then we think this is a big time run. But we're long at 58, so it's 20 cents in the money on Palantir. It's $1.50 in the money on Nero. It's $1.14 in the money on Neo, and then a light trade here on IMV. We're gonna look to get more shares on this one.
Now I'm watching like Lucid, by the way. Like obviously you can only have like 1 day's worth of trading on it. It just started over today, but volume is gigantic on Lucid. It opened at like that 25 area and immediately retesting 25 here. Got a 24, 20 bottom, but not that there's a ton of size off 25, but it looks like there's a bit of a long opportunity to scalp off this 25 level. Just saw a bit of a bid stack up and hold the level there, hold the line, I should say, down around this little 25. So big pullback in Lucid, although I saw enough to try to take a little something here off that 25 level.
Okay, so Lucid's not a bad name there. Nero's coming all the way back down. I'm glad we cashed out of this. It's still a big stock for me, but it is coming back to the downside right now. Let's check out AMC as that's starting to run a bit as well here today, up to that $40 level, and then it looks like we did get that fail right there. We were waiting for that breakout. Now you're kind of consolidating again. Let's see if we get another break right here of $38.50 to the long side on AMC. There goes Neo, man, $1.50 in the money. Man, we hit a bullseye on this one hardcore there as it breaks above 50, and I didn't get any shares. I forgot to put that in. Let's get some more Neos right now. What's up, Brendan?
Coinbase, guys, just breaking day highs here. We had about 6%-ish in the pre-market. Just took out those pre-market highs there, 243 on volume. Now 8% for Coinbase.
Ooh la la.
That's not a bad little run there. See, got a little bit of that Lucid here at 25.25 quarter, and see if we can't run it back up to VWAP, get this like 25.50 area for a little bit of it out, and then see if we can't rinse and repeat off of that. It's been an interesting level. Moderna was looking like it was about to bounce down through that 350. Looks like it just caught a bit of a bid here. Yeah, here you go, double bottom. This is 350.50, 350.50. Double bottom here on Moderna. Now getting back up towards those highs. So it looks like that's definitely the key level. 350 breaks. I still like that short trade, but obviously key level there. GameStop, by the way, I'd flushed down the toilet, but my key doesn't work. So GameStop now breaking through the highs. I couldn't hold it when it broke out through the bottom. It's now testing that high again. So that 181.50 back into play. I look to re-enter this trade, but I'll try a dip off of this VWAP if I can even catch it at this point.
Okay, so just watching here also, guys, trying to trade a little bit of crypto as well and making some moves here as Bitcoin. I mean, it's not really doing too much. This is a one-day chart. Let's go over to a 1 minute chart just to show you guys, what is happening here with crypto. Just bouncing around, not doing a whole hell of a lot. So that's a name. Just watching out for GBTC. And I know Neil was in that SOS, so I don't even know how that wound up. But right now, just kind of not doing too much. So we'll wait to see. But look at this one, guys. I mean, we'll talk about this little money tree that is Palantir. Just continues, man. I mean, look at this. Bang, bang, bang. That's why we're able to take a lot of money. This was triple. So I tripled up the shares down here because we talked about that 2150 level, and we did it again on that name. So we did it again on this name. A nice little level there on Palantir. We take some out. Now we'll see about 22. Like, we're getting so close to 22. I'm just going to start emptying some of these out, man. You know, profit is profit at this point, and it's been a big monster day. Let's make sure that we keep some of these, you know, close to us as the NASDAQ looking to turn positive. Hey, it's just a 33-cent win right here. So we're in the weeds on these names, guys. Palantir, 33 cents of the money. Neuro, 25 cents of the money, hoping that halts. And then NIO, a big win here, $1.60 in the money. Let's go. But right now, oh, no, we're not getting ready.
No, guys, that Lucid bounced off 25. That buyer stacked up there. We were able to get in at 25.25, got some out 50s. We just got some out at 68. There was a refresher at 68.69. So I just jumped on that bandwagon at 68 to get out of those shares. And then Neuro, I like that 20 bounce. I missed it the first time off the open, but caught it the second time here. I just quickly scalped out a nice little 77 win. I've only been in twice on Neuro. We had the short off the top, and then we get a long off the bottom there. I'll hang on. If 20 breaks, I think there's a big, could be an issue for Neuro if 20 breaks. BBIG, oh, that's a good one. I can't believe we forgot about this. On volume, guys. Thank you, Mark, the realtor, for the super chat. BBIG on volume, a little bit of a spike there. We know this one from last week. We'll check in to see if there's any key levels. Not moving a ton, but I see that volume spike, guys.
I like that. Mark, the realtor. I like that. Yeah, so if you're looking to sell your house, I guess hit up Mark there. Also knows his stocks there, BBIG. Okay, so by the way, I mean, am I missing? Like AMC there rips through 38. And we just talked about 38.50, sorry. We talked about that we like that number there, and we didn't do anything about it, so we don't have anything on this play. So there it is. We take a long now, and we'll see where we can go from that. So right now we're waiting for it. We got that long right now, brand new position on AMC. I got to sort this alphabetically so I can see what the hell is going on. AMC long 38.67, so a nice little spot there for us. Let's see if we could do some more damage here with AMC now to the long side, guys.
AMC making its move. I got this BBIG on track. I just got some shares, out of that Neuro trade, but immediately, come on, flip, retesting that 20 even. I'm not flipping into a short on this thing, but if it does break 20, I'd probably look to be starting to fade at 22 even if it comes back into the downside, guys. So as much as this is a good scalp long so far, I do get the feeling that it's making a little bit of a turn and we're changing here. XBIO, I know some of you have been watching here, still hasn't been able to break this 370, but you can see the upward trend. 3 is a key break point to the downside, but the opening range took you to 370. Clearly, we have a nice little top. We actually had this top in the pre-market, but that was like 7 o'clock. 370 looks like a fantastic breakout now for XBIO.
Yeah, okay, so just to go back, guys, I don't know what to do here. I mean, I know what to do, but AMC's not really doing too much movement here on the upside. So this may be a name that we got to look at one more time here and just watch out for this upside move, as it doesn't look like it wants to go. So AMC right now, we're going to watch it through 39. That does get that high at 39.40. Maybe we'll take that out if we can get it, but that's 39.40 right now so I mean, it's still a high move. That's the high of the day, 39.40. I'll take a little bit off at 39 if we can get 40 cents. I think that's probably pretty good to get that amount. So we'll see if we can get that right now on AMC. And then Nero, still 55 cents in the money, and I don't have any plans on getting away from this trade. So hopefully it'll get back to the upside, and Halt has been a big trade for me today, so we're going to stick with it. IMV not doing anything, AMC not doing anything, and NEO, we talked about that 43.50 level, man. That's come and gone up to 44. That's a monster win. So we're popping wheelies today, man. It's been a big, big day. Bigger than any day last week, I think, at this time. Maybe not, but close. Good day so far, guys. NEO, Nero, AMC, PLTR, XBIO, all nice winners for us.
I think, maybe not just yet, but I just got the break on XBIO, guys. 373 we got to the long side when 70 broke. I'll scalp a little bit out as it gets to that 85 range and then see if we can't get back towards that huge top there at 470. You wonder why? Like, how did I know pre-market was going to stop there? Look at Friday. 475 top, lower high 460. Where does it turn at 7 a.m.? 460. So obviously, you know, I'm covering this thing before 460, and you guys are going to Brennan at the big screen.
Hey guys, yeah, 10 o'clock. Let's have a look at how things are shaping up so far. Pretty decent start, although we are back to basically flat here for the Dow, the NASDAQ 100 as well, back to flat. The composite 0.06 still in positive territory. The S&P, it's Russell, though, leading the way. Not a huge move, but 0.3% for small caps so far. Here in Toronto, yeah, same story, dead flat. 0.01 to the downside. A few things we were looking at in the pre-market this morning. Sean just mentioning this one, AMC, popping up again as I came up here on volume. So nice bounce back for AMC after an initial little bit of a flush. Anyways, the other one, the crypto stocks, all at the same time started to go there. But this BTBT, there's SOS, there's FT, there's tons of them coming back in a little bit. Watch $5 here for this one, guys. Back over to you.
And we just came back in from Brennan, who is the GOAT. By the way, I can't hit my GOAT key, but we just got some shares out of 4 and XBIO. It immediately dips back to 370. I'm not going to average into this. I mean, I thought we're going to be headed towards that 20 to 30 range at least to get a few more shares out. Hasn't happened, but there's still going to be time. You got a nice trend, huge volume spike on that breakout. You're able to hold this $3 level. All signs point to me thinking it's going to turn at least a little bit into a bullish trade here, but it has to hold VWAP back at 350. That's where I would look to get more shares back in. This cluster here, the first time it tried to test 370, 350 to 370 held. Now we're looking to see if 350 can hold on the back end of that trade. Moderna did break, finally. It did break that 350 area. Of course, it's not doing a heck of a lot. If I can get a scalp trade off of some of this and then work back into the 352, let's see if we can't get that trade going. So Moderna, momentum play purely, and I still have some of that Neuro, which, I mean, it's trying to get into VWAP here. You know the way I scalped this trade here into VWAP. I mean, it'll be the same thing with the 20 long. So if I can catch the $1.25 move, I'm just going to go ahead and take it in and out. Lots of ways that you can skin a cat. Not that we're actually skinning any real cats around here. We're just talking about how to profit in trades.
Yeah, exactly. And we are doing some big time damage, man. We'll spin this for you for the first time today. I mean, look at this Palantir trade, guys. Right to the upside. What's up, V?
Hey Sean, Chem Biodiagnostics is up more than 10%. Could you guys give us a quick review at semi-stock?
Yeah, I'll have to look at that in a minute right now. Just looking at NEO, as you know, I don't really have levels here, guys, where we want to take this NEO out because it just keeps on going to the upside right now. So this is a name that I'd love to get out of at some point, but as you could see, right back to Friday, and this is a level right now that I'm looking at. So I just talked about looking to get out of it. Let's see if we can now get out of it. I mean, we're right back up to this high on Friday of 44.20, the afternoon high. So not a bad spot there, I think, for NIO to get a little bit out of.
Yeah, and I just cut, like I said, I'm going to not look the gift horse in the mouth. I'm going to get out of Neuro when it gets back into VWAP. What we do, we get in on that short. We play the range here in both directions. So you short off the top, you long off the bottom. I mean, it kind of stands out for itself. Not too obvious. Well, I don't know if it's obvious. We'll see what it is. IMV. Yeah, this one, look, it started to get going. It just held to like 3 separate times here, so there won't be an average in for this trade. Now, when you get a failed break like this off a level like 2, it's got to break down below $2, and I'll probably, just have to take this one off if it breaks $2.25. It's the same thing with Tencent. Brendo, what's up, bud?
Another vaccine name, guys. BioNTech, BNTX. All-time highs. We did get up as far as 297.80, almost 298 there. It has come off 292 currently, but still an all-time high territory. Interesting story on this one today. They came out this morning and said they're going to take this mRNA technology to countries in Africa, specifically for malaria and tuberculosis shots as well. So already, guys, expanding that technology outside of COVID.
Yeah, I mean, I think Moderna has just a monster runway for them, guys. So, I mean, just watch out there. I mean, we talked about it on Friday, also the cancer treatments and stuff like that, and some of the vaccines that they're working on for that. Like, talk about revolutionary. Wow. Okay, AMC, there it is, man. Hot dogs for everyone. Fire them off, because right now, guys, like, we just talked about it going up to that high. We got some off at 39 and nothing up here, but we made that call for you. So hopefully that was a profitable trade for you at those levels. Good job there. NIO, I'm debating taking it off, but with the NASDAQ now going green, I don't know, man. That's a big day for us right now. Big movement back to the upside here as we're getting ready for big tech earnings. And this was the one name this morning that I talked about with Mark Roberts, that I said, if I'm going to stamp any name today on the Chinese side, it would be NIO. I explained why, and you could see BABA down 4%, NIO positive today. So, wow, close enough to positive anyways. Off of a big move down, 42 to 42, 42 to 44, $2 move upside. Hopefully some of you guys caught that. I know I did. We're in the money now at $1.80 on this name. Palantir in the money, 40 cents. We just took some out at 22.05. We're getting very light, but how good did we play that one, guys? We'll do some jumps on this as well. So Palantir, big wins everywhere today. We're still waiting for this IMV, which is doing absolutely nothing. Good little bottoms pick there. I think we'll go long one more time on this and then use this 197 as a bottom. One more long here, IMV, guys.
Yeah, and there was no dip on XBIO. It bounces right off that 370 level, goes right back into 385. So I'll take another leg out. I'm holding on to about a third of the trade here. I'll sit some at 4. I still think we have a chance to retest those highs. I'm not shorting this thing unless it gets below 3, let's say, or if it gets back up, test the high of the day. I'll be flat if we test 470 and then look for a rollover. That, of course, is Friday's high as well. I was able to get a scalp, at least some of that first leg out on Moderna. As I was sitting there the first time through to be able to catch the first momentum to the downside, it actually finally filled. I never canceled that order. I got a 345 bid for the rest. I'll play this, maybe shorting the pops. I don't know about 350, 250 anymore, but certainly make a shot off VWAP here. It's just a profit-taking thing. I mean, you see a level like that. I've seen Moderna profit takers come in before, and I want to be able to take advantage of it. IMV just holds it flat, and then Neuro, which I thought this was going to be the mover and shaker and the halter of the day, and then it ends up being a bit of a range-bound trade. But if 20 even goes, watch out below for that 18 level. And NAOV, which, like I said, was easily the one that got away from me here today. Barcoding off the bottom. It looks like it's trying to catch a bit of a bid. If the volume was better, I'd be looking at 235 break, but just to give you guys a look here, probably still a little bit of room to run. If you believe in the idea that resistance turns into support, you're looking at 180 as the key level on NAOV. So it actually could break that $2. The flush might not be done there, guys.
So we did get 12 on IMV here. So now we'll wait. We'll see if it breaks this 194, 195, whatever this bottom is here. Yeah. Okay. Shout out to you, Tim. Yeah. Thank you so much for the nice call there, or for mentioning the XBIO call. That was a great one, man. You could see this just triggered out perfectly for me. So we'll try to make this 9 times out of 9 for you, or 10 out of 10, as much as we can here on this name here, XBIO. We just bought one time in the pre-market off of that 325 level. We tweeted it out. It's on our sticky notes. So let's see if that remains supreme there. I'm out of it, but I just wanted to review it. Thank you, Tim, for the kind words there. I mean, we're trying every day to find some big trades for you, including, the biggest of the biggest. Spin it again, guys. I mean, there goes Palantir. I mean, how high up can it go? Let's get out of one more piece right now as that is flying, guys. Like, thank you for XBIO. To me, man, it's thank you for this Nero trade, or sorry, for Palantir, as this is a monster trade. Like, you can size up on this one, guys, like absolutely no problem. So this is the trade that I really like here today, this Palantir trade. You guys know the kind of money and damage that we do on these stocks. So hopefully you're able to do it with us. Nero, 75 cents. I mean, I don't have any negative stocks today. And then NIO now, $2 in the money. So that one is worth a bang. Take it, Brendo.
Just seeing Discovery popping up here, guys. It's been up through 31 already, but more volume coming in as we broke back to the downside through there. 6% on Discovery today. There's a few people I saw mentioning this in regards to looking a little bit interesting after, if you remember, on the daily chart, that Archegos disaster. This thing went from 77 all the way down to about this area. So trying to hold back above 30 for Discovery, guys.
And trying to hold at least the halt price. Is this SGRP? It holds up at 265. Always target some of the, well, always look at some of these halt prices. I shouldn't say target them automatically, but always look for that in a pullback. 271 it just got to. But I'm not like, I mean, you can say head and shoulders all you want, but 310 is going to stand out a little bit here. That is a pattern. I know people will look at it for sure. If we do not break this 310 area, you're going to be looking for a breakdown of that halt price 265. I got to check it on locates because probably not free on SGRP. When you go to the higher time frame, guys, this is actually not a bad looking chart. I think that's why you might be on the bullish side of it here. And if anyone is on the bullish side, it still has room to run if it takes out that high of the day. But big level here coming at that 310 area. SOS still in it. Still basically, you know, still sliding to the downside. We said we wait until it broke or got to VWAP. Didn't catch it there, 70s. We're able to catch it on the way back down at 270 even. Tried to get some here at 75 and missed. This one still looks pretty weak, but overall, you got to watch spot price here, and we're holding out at 38.5 or so. So if that were to take out 40,000, there's a decent chance I will not be an SOS to the short side in that case.
All right, look at, I mean, so NEO is right now, like I just have a 20-minute chart up here. Like this is exactly what dreams are made of, man. I mean, I've traded this thing perfectly the last couple weeks, last couple times trading it, and it's buying these dips, man. We talk about that all the time, and then defending some of those lows. So we are in here till 41, and that's why you have a $2 winner now, $2.10 on right now. So big time wins, man. I've traded them all today: AMC, Ether, GBTC, IMV, NIO, Nero, Palantir, XBIO. So big cap, small cap, large caps, mini caps, micro caps, they're all here today. 44.50, watch out. So we have this line here, 43.70. Like I'm debating getting out if we break back below 44, but this is just a monster. Wow, NEO just keeps on going. Why I called this up was I don't really see any levels. I mean, this is 44.50 here, and if you're not joining me on the Sticky Note family train here, you should, because there's NIO there. Here's Palantir down here at 21.85. They're all here, man. The XBIO trade is here. The AMC trade is here. Everything is here. DD, everything. So everything that I'm trading is on that list. And then there goes AMC right now with the banger as well, up to 39.25, man. Look at this, 50-cent win rate here, right? IMV battling back. Not really, not doing anything. NIO, $2.30 in the money. Like, just look at these trades. Neuro, $1 in the money. We already high ticked that one. Neuro, low tick and high tick. Bottom Wiccans, high Wiccans right there. And then Palantir as well. 65 cents now in the money on Palantir. And then we got props for XBIO, which is a good trade. So there it is, guys. We'll spin the money, money, money. That's what we're doing. You know, hopefully you guys can join us with this train as well.
And I'm going to get back into that mRNA, guys. We talked about waiting around till VWAP. This is what we're going to do here. It comes right into that 355 level, and we just get some shares. Look, at the end of the day, I'm going to play this trend to the downside. You see that little pop? We took the breakdown trades. That signal I wanted to be short this name today, and then we're just going to play with that downward trend. We scalp a little bit out. Now we're looking for the rollover off that 55 level. Going to go back over to that. Well, go to IMV in a quick little segment. I want to show you DD. I already got in and out and crushed once on DD, but if I come on, there we go. 15-minute chart, guys. I want to take you right back into last week's action just so you can kind of see here. This is the level that's going to be the key one. $9 is a monster level, but also check out 862. 862 was a pre-market low. It was then a flush and then resistance at 862. It's already tested and failed through that price once. So DD. And both these in 10 cent, if you guys are checking out the level 2s, yeah, there are lots of algos pushing these ones to the upside, guys. When that turns around, I want to be involved in it. Is that Brendan?
This SGRP SPAR group we mentioned earlier, trying to go again day highs here, guys. I mean, from what I can see, it appears to be the low float flavor of the day. So heads up, SPAR group still trying to make new highs, guys.
Spar Group, yeah, not Spartan Group. Okay, so $44 we're going to get out of NEO. It's been a nice win there to the upside on that one. Let's check out Mr. Softy. I told you that this one was the name that we probably wanted to short. Not short, but like the least excited I am out of, and I'm a huge shareholder, shareholder on Microsoft. But the point is that not huge considering other people's positions, most likely. But I do love Microsoft. I just think that they're the one name here that is just really outperformed on the daily chart. So. I mean, they all have, but Microsoft, just for their business and the way they generally move, including possible guidance, I just don't know where it's going to go. But I don't mind Microsoft to the short side today. It's a big move up. They're going to be reporting this week, obviously. And I'm going to short Microsoft into 288 and a half there. But I do got to get my order out just in case NEO does fall back in. As NEO's not falling anywhere, man. It's just going up and away. On the one-day chart, we already know what that's doing. That's still Microsoft on the minute. Here's NEO, man. We're all the way up. I mean, this is such a huge trade for me today. $2.20 in the money now. 65 cents in the money on Palantir. 65 cents in the money on Neuro, and 50 cents on AMC. So I don't know. I kind of want to get out. Let's get out if we break this. 44.20. Okay, 44.20s are out on NEO, and then we'll ring that register, guys.
And here comes, whoa, Tesla on the march. Actually thought Tesla was looking pretty weak. And of course, they report after market today. It just bounced off of like 647. Next thing you know, we're retesting those highs. This is one that needs to absolutely break out. We got to take out 690 or 700 this week after earnings. And if it does not, the stock could be in a little bit of trouble. Watch for a maybe 59 or 60 break. Probably going to go with a 660. That XBIO is on the move again. I did get a little bit back in off VWAP here, but not a ton. I'll rinse and repeat this action around this 390 mark where we've been scalping some of this out, and then still have an offer here at that 400 level, guys. If we take out $4. If we take out $4, I still want to hold the long into this 430. It's not a short till it gets to 470 or breaks 3 even as far as I'm concerned. So gonna stick with XBIO to the long side at least for now. Moderna just took out that 350, so the break at 350 was okay. We scalped some out the average in. We're gonna end up losing on the reload on mRNA, but don't get too far away from that what the hell was that called? The SGRP. That was one that Brendan just mentioned here. SGRP was looking relatively strong and then flushed back down. When we talked about that head and shoulders pattern, it is now broken out. I said it still had some room. I thought I had my stop order for the 355 break. It turns out I didn't, but this one looks like it's definitely the one, as Brendan mentioned. Got to find a long here. If it's a dip, we look to that shoulder pattern, and that'd be like 310 to 15. That's VWAP. I'll buy that one.
Money. I mean, here we go, guys. There goes AMC now. I mean, you want to talk about a big trade. Big trade alert. AMC now taking it out. Here comes 40, guys. Look where we're long. 38.60 on that break. We talked about it breaking 38.50, and now we liked it. So here we go. Upside on AMC as it just continues to go, man. So yeah, it's hot dog time for everybody again, man. As this keeps going, as NEO keeps going to the upside. I got to make sure I don't have any of these stop orders ready to go here. This has just been a monster move here for most of these names for me. So IAV, NIO, Palantir. I guess we can get rid of that one as that's still going. NEO. We've already talked about that to the break side there. Neuro's not doing too much. We'll take a long if it goes even more. AMC, a breakthrough 40. We will take some more shares on a breakthrough 40 on AMC. So here it goes, man. Oops, that's Ether. NEO, $1 and change now in the money. $1.10 in the money on NIO. Let's take that out ahead of 50 here, or sorry, ahead of 40, and then we'll get longer if 40 does break. But what a big win here for us on that one. So we'll go bang with AMC as it's right upside right now. We'll see about getting it out and then going long through 40, guys. Big trade.
And remember Lucid? Yeah. Okay, that one's making a little bit of a move still. Sorry, I was just checking that halt page. I always try to check the halts to see if there's anything that we're missing out on. But Lucid just bounced off of 26.50. So that 25 buyer looks all kinds of real. It's still stair-stepping to the upside. I'd look back towards maybe this area here, 25.60, as we're trying to test the highs. 27 is going to stand out as a bit of a breakout. And I know it's only, look, you're not going to have any data. If you can see the old chart, you can go back for CCIV, but we're just checking out LCID today. 27 break, 25.65, 25.75 for a bit of a bounce play. I just got stopped the last time on DD. I'm done with that stock. We tried it one more time, and it's going to take a hit. I can't actually hit the slap face because my keys aren't working, so it is what it is. I don't have any animations for you guys. XBIO back into VWAP again. but lower highs being put in on this stock. So this is a pretty big area. It was resistance in the pre-market right here off of 360. It's trying to hold up. I said I'd buy dips to 350 on this one. We'll go one more time buying the dip on XBIO. I like the 370 break. It was able to give you a move to 4. Now let's see if it can actually hold up on this dip.
Guys, I mean, we're just going to pump our tires here because AMC just continues, man, to be the big beast that we hoped it would, man. And I can't even hit the face slap for you. We can't even slap ourselves in the face today. We've done everything today. It's just been bang, bang, bang. The only stock that we're in right now that's been a loser, we have all winners today. I mean, look at it. $2.50 of the money, NEO, right? The only thing that we have a problem with is this IMV, and we are so embarrassingly light on this one that it is what it is. Well, I mean, a loser will come from this for sure. If you're in this name, I mean, wait it out for me. But if you're in this thing any serious, I would probably just be getting out now. This one doesn't have the juice. It doesn't want to go. So we're going to leave that. But I mean, you want to talk about, you know, making that cash here. We're going to slay Brendan right now, but we're just slaying the markets. Like, look at this Palantir bid, man. We did this on Friday. We did this on Friday at 21.50, man. So we do it again today. It's just like that. Sometimes it's that simple. I hope you guys are following some of the patterns that I'm doing and you know, looking at some of these names, because honestly, the kind of run that we've been on has been absolutely incredible, and we'll just continue it, man. This is going to be a 5 for 5 day or 6 for 6, something like that, and then we'll wait for that IMV to go. But Apple making highs, that BTBT, a nice little runner there off of Bitcoin as well. There it is. Nice little up 30% today. BTBT making moves upside. So look, there's just so much happening. We're so excited for you to join us. Thank you, and I hope you're following some of these trades. What's up, Brendan, at the big screen?
Hey guys, busy morning once again in small cap world. Let's have a look at a few that we were talking about in the pre-market. This NAOV, Nanovibronics, big crazy move. If you remember back on Friday, we got all the way up to 350. I stood up here just before the open and said, pretty simple. Gets above 350. It's probably a long. It stays below 350. Definitely a short. I end up getting stopped out of half of my position. I put it right back on though, because as soon as it tested above 350, it immediately got slammed right back down. Sellers, I should say, stepped up big time up in the 60s there, 60 to 65. And this thing got just absolutely destroyed all the way down to 2. Right now, I need to learn how to hold a trade, apparently, because that was a great trade. To the downside for NAOV. DYNT, another little one that was up this morning. 185 and then 210 was that high. A little bit of a pivot here, so 185. Gave you a shot just before the open there. We're down to about 135 right now, but it is running out of steam. Volume dying off very quickly for DYNT, if you caught that one. And then IMV, my take anyways, 250 and then 275. I would have added way more up at 275 on the short side. We're struggling a little bit at 2, but again, volume dying off a little bit for IMV. Guys, back over to you.
Thank
yeah,
you,
I don't really like
Brendan.
that IFV right now.
STRP, guys, by the way,
ahead,
it bounced off VWAP. We talked about buying that dip. Got 321 there. Going to work some out in front of that 350 to 360 area as it does get a little bit of a bounce. This looks like you said, like it's that flavor. It's 100% club. This one looks like it's going to be the long to the upside. No halts yet on any of the names that we've mentioned except for SGRP earlier. Now, if it takes out the top here at 4, entirely possible it could make one of those halt trades, guys. So SGRP, big move. And then, of course, to the downside came that XBIO. So we got out of it when it broke. I tried to actually get shares short. My offer is still sitting there. I tried to get short on that reversal. We were able to get the out on the long side of the trade, but the short was like a little bit more picky on the price. It still has not broken $3. $3 is a big level for XBIO, and that has yet to crack.
Yeah, XBIO, I mean, that was an absolute destruction. I mean, we did great on that trade today. Just another one for us here. XBIO, just to review, man, it's getting close to that level that we bought at one point. So this was early off. We tweeted that out. Please, guys, follow us. Follow the sticky notes that I have out there, and you can get some of those key levels as well. Right now, there goes Neuro, man. We've been waiting for this to happen. Hopefully, it can get back into this range, and then we can start taking out tops, because we know what happens when it starts taking out tops. Big things start to happen. So hopefully, that's what will happen soon. And by big things, I mean we're just looking for a couple more halts and see what we could do. I mean, you never trade like praying for halts to happen, but we do know that this is a low float name, and Neuro, they get that today, that news on their fibromyalgia. So, that's going to be a good trade, hopefully, for us at some point. We just got to wait out for it. I mean, it's already a big trade for me. I'm already big time positive. One of my more positive stocks today actually is Neuro. But right now, I mean, I have no idea, what has sparked this other than I could just go back over to my notes. I talked about this with Mark Roberts. Please rewind the tape to about 8:45, where I stamped on NEO as being the one Chinese name that I think anybody needs to be invested in. And there it goes upside today. Like, I'm still long right here, guys. So NEO, no indications of getting out of this one. We'll see how high NEO can fly to the upside today. I like this trade. Let's see where it goes from here. But right now, NEO just continues to fly, man. We've looked at it on a 20-minute chart. I can't really find any levels. We just took out the only level that I found. So hopefully the story just continues here for NEO, taking stuff out, man. But it's just been a monster day. You can check it out, man. We have 0 LFT and nothing but love today for the stock market.
And there goes Lucid. I mean, give me a break. That stock is, by the way, some people are saying they can't trade Lucid. Let me know who your broker is. I'm kind of curious about that. I tried catching that long break. We do not get it with our stop order. Big volume spike. This stock, it cannot get out of its own. I mean, it's just ridiculous. It just keeps going to the upside. I want to play a dip back maybe in the view offer 2650 if we can even catch that. Maybe look for offer, like big size on the offer to just take scalp breaks, maybe 2750, maybe 28. But if there's retail that cannot trade this thing, which I think some of you guys have been saying, it seems pretty interesting. So TD is saying they can't trade it. So if you're stuck in this, hopefully you can take some of this profit out because it's been a monster runner up 12%. This opened at 25, but got as low as 24 and change. Just started to come back in here. If it halts to the downside, I'd be looking at, no, it's probably not going to. That'd be back at 25. So let's buy a dip in a 25, 26.40.
Okay. Again, we're just looking here. AMC does fade off that that 40, but we've already cleaned it all out, man. We have still that 20% left on this trade. So you're going to see me long 40 here, and we're going to get out if it breaks below 39.50. Again, not letting that profit get out of there. So we are going to try to trade this one. 39.50. We've just absolutely destroyed this name. So big trade alert today for me here on AMC. It's been a big one. We're just adding it to our pile, man, as it just keeps going up. We'll raise the cup one more time. What's up to my son here? Hopefully he's having a big day. Very, very excited for him as well. But here we go. Let's get out 39.50 if that does happen. No ideas about, okay, you know what? Let's go over right now. Let's look at Snapchat a little bit. I talked about Microsoft to the downside. Can't believe that's still down that 1%. I should have just, actually, I'm never getting out of my shares, so it doesn't really matter. But Snapchat today, another negative day. We absolutely destroyed this on Friday. Bang, bang, bang. Like, there's another big win. You want to talk about NEO wins? What about this Snapchat win, man? That's $4 there on Friday. NEO's in the money, $3 right now, so I guess it's similar. But Snapchat now making its move back into this area that we had on Friday. So watch out for some consolidation. If we could take out this top, I like it. So that's 78.22 on a long here for Snapchat, guys. I'm going to take that 78.22 long on Snapchat if it comes through. Just going to put the order in now, and we'll take that trade.
Yeah, SGRP just got to a lower high. It's a previous pre-market high was, well, that's not pre-market, but previous high at 10 o'clock was that 355 area. I just got some out in the bounce off VWAP there. So we'll try to rinse and repeat this trade if it wants to continue this trend to the upside, but I'd like to see it make a fresh high. At least take out 385, test $4 if you can. Somebody's saying that on TD, they can now trade Lucid. I don't know if that's, I have no idea if that's what caused that little bump, but it was on the way to dipping to the downside, and someone's like, "Yeah, I can now trade a Lucid here." I was trying to catch a bit of a bid, and then it did a hard reversal. So I'm now looking at 27.50. I'm gonna start scalping long breaks on this thing because that might be the only way to play this if it's not going to give you dip or value to buy into. IMV is barcoding and flat. XBIO still trying to take that 3 level, but Lucid for me at 7 million in volume. I want a piece of this pie after missing out on holding that trade a little bit longer. We saw the buyer at 25. I decided to scalp the trade because it looked like it was weak. Turns out it's still a bit of a beast.
It's still the undisputed champion there. So we're just I mean, right now, guys, like that AMC didn't hit, so we don't have too much in the worry spot. Their Palantir continues to go up. We are trying to watch a little bit of Bitcoin and just seeing how that's going to be trading right now. It's starting to come to the downside. So I am looking, like today I am looking at GBTC. It hasn't been, like there's a lot of trades on here. Most of these are shorts on Bitcoin. So we'll wait to see here as it's battling around that 40,000 mark. So it's just a couple trades here on GBTC today. So we can watch out for that one as we go. And then this NMIV here, the only losing trade that we have all day. And it's still on board. So, that name, we'll wait to see where we can get that out. But, it's not great right now. But we are waiting for IMNV to take out this bottom. I would average in here again, but I'm already in this name. And the catalyst was start the day off, and it just didn't go. So right now, again, like I said, a very light position, but we do have it, so I don't mind talking about it. And then now we got to find some keyer levels here, hopefully on NEO, because we are getting to the upside there. We do have some levels. What about that level, 44.50? Maybe we'll get out of that if it does break back down below 44.50. But right now, NIO, good trade here. $2.50, 70 cents in the money. We're going to get out if it breaks below right here, guys. 44.50. That's going to be it. We got to put some money in our pocket.
Yeah, big spike there in volume on SGRP. It tried to take out that high. Look, it did have a wick into 385, but it kind of had made a bit of a stall out at 370 there. So on volume, I just took 72s on that break of 70. Let's see if it pulls back. Let's see if it actually holds this 40 to 50 area. Just want to be involved in this party as much as I can. Just checking that IMV, it's still barcoding, but the one that's getting, I want to say, signs of life. XBIO is holding a higher low, at least for now, at 330. It still has not broken $3. And whenever one of these does not take out that pre-market low, I think it's ripe for a bit of a run. Lucid just broke the high of the day at 27.50. We said we'd start scalping long breaks on that thing, so going to go with that. But I think XBIO could have some signs of life through a 350 break. Just got some of that Lucid. I can't hit keys, guys, because they're not working, but Lucid just broke that 27.50 and is already testing 28 even, guys. So crazy movement on that one.
Yeah, Lucid Motors. Okay. Just looking to see if there's anything else here. Alibaba 197, DD. I know that didn't go too well, but we'll look at DD. Were you long or short this? I guess you're short, obviously, looking at this chart. This is the first time I've looked at it, guys. I talked about it in the morning. It's not on my list because DD was another name that we were looking to get short on a little bit higher, but we also thought that there was a chance for this thing to start to rip upside, right? I told you that there was some sort of nonsense, obviously, with the CCP here. I wonder when they're going to get long. Maybe they did off the open, some big spikes here, but now you're coming back to the downside here for DD. So really, the day chart's not going to show us much here. We do have a high of 878. I guess that was today. So that's DD, and now you're getting into this level here. 835, 840. I mean, this pre-market high right now. Let's go short through 825 on DD if we have the shortable shares, but I do like this as a trade. DD right now. We'll see if we can make dreams happen through 825 to the downside and then a retracement back here. So I like it short. 825 on DD. Give it to him, Brendan.
All right, guys, it is 10:30. There is an excellent opportunity right now, guys, if you're looking for an amazing online trading platform. Check out Webull.com. You get multiple assets. You get zero commissions, guys. They have stocks, cryptos, ETFs, options, fractional shares. Miss V is going to post a link in the chat right now. That will remain in the chat for the rest of the show. So if you're looking for that, go check out Webull.com, guys. Competitive features, great charting platform, in-depth market data. They even have their own community within the app to check out. Right now, they're offering 2 free stocks if you sign up for Webull.com. So head over to Webull.com. Again, the link in the chat for the remainder of the show. 2 free stocks from them. That's pretty cool. In the meantime, let's get a look at what is happening over in Europe. Miss V, speaking of, is watching what's going on over there. What's up?
Hey Brandon, European markets are mixed. Automakers are among top decliners, with Porsche trading in Germany is down more than 2% as it traded without entitlement for dividend. Back to you.
Yeah, lots of earnings to get through, both in North America, obviously over in Europe this week as well. It's going to be an exciting week, guys.
And I promise you on Webull, you can probably trade that Lucid here today. I know some people had issues with that. Always contact your broker if you can, just to be able to find out what's going on there. But it seems like it's all systems go. And I don't know if it's, look, it just seemed, it seemed coincidental to me that at the same time people were saying I can now trade into this Lucid here, and started to make that harsh pullback into the upside. This spike, I don't know. I did not see this thing just go to $29, but I'm sitting here. We took the 27.50 break, scalped the breakout. We then scalped a 28 break as well. Now it's starting to think like it might come back in. This is a 28. It says 29 is the high, but I'd swear I didn't see it go anywhere past 28.50 or so. Otherwise, I would have got out. If it breaks back below like 27.90, I'll probably take this trade off, because if I'm going to be scalp trading it, I got to make sure we have a little bit of an out if it's going to be that breakout style trade. Just going right back over from that to what happened while we're away. Look at that flush on SGRP. So give it all back we made on that long trade. Look, if I see that happen, I'm reversing into shorts off any kind of consolidation. Support becomes resistance. I'm short off of VWAP on that bad boy. You can't take me out of it. Lucid, like I just said, will go with a tight stop and then have that 27.90. And that's essentially why. Like, that's a crazy wick to the upside. I'm not saying it's halting back down, but when you take breaks like this, and you're chasing essentially like a parabolic move, I kind of always want to have some tight stops in there, especially when you get one of these crazy wicks to the upside like that. If it pops all the way down, watch out for a halt. I mean, this thing just went from 28. If it were to come down to 26 too fast, you could be in a downward halt situation on Lucid, although it's so liquid that I kind of think that's not going to happen. I think it might resist the halt down around 26.50. I'm going to try to pick some up in case it does that. I would love to be playing a fake halt, well, not a fake halt, but a bounce off a potential halt level. So I always look at that 10% retracement, and if it happens in a couple of minutes, I'm looking to play that rubber band action there on Lucid Motors, guys. Just started trading in, obviously, today, guys. That's why I can't show you any daily charts or any historical levels, but it's ridiculously strong. Like, every time I think it's going to be heading down a little bit further, down into that 26.50. At this point, I thought it was coming down into 26. That's what the tape was telling me. It just turns on an absolute dime with a lot of strength. So I'll continue to play it to the long side until I think there's, maybe some kind of a halt that'll get me in. Maybe the $30 level could be that level. I have no idea. IMV, this is the one that's like, I don't know. It just keeps on testing this too. We just tested it again, bouncing back to the upside. So I really don't want to be adding into this one until we can break down below like a 195 and start to show some actual signs of weakness. It sat here almost in the money the entire time. And I showed you that harsh reversal on SGRP. It's still consolidating here, but I'll tell you, the bid just seems like it can't hold up. If it tests 270, I would definitely take some shares out in front of it, just because you have a bit of a level there from the morning. And then remember, this thing halted on the way up at 265. So if we get down at 265, I definitely want to be covering some more shares there. But it's always going to be a reversal. When you get a candle like that, that's a failed break all over it. I got 10s to the short side there. Couldn't catch anything else other than the consolidation down. We'll scalp in front of 275, then in front of 265 on SGRP. The volume is huge. Probably going to do 250 million shares in terms of total volume on SGRP here, guys. Pretty crazy. And XBIO trying to catch a bit as well. It just got through that 345 mark. So I said, like, lower high being put in. I had the breakout long. We tried it twice on the reload. The third time in is going to be the time it loses. This one's still, again, showing some signs of strength here. XBIO getting off the schneid. 470 is a monster level in the pre-market. It turned right there at 7 o'clock. I did not hold on to the short. But if you go all the way back into Friday's action, this is probably why we turned at 470, because we had a high in the morning at 476. Everyone's looking at the same charts, guys. That's why they notice levels like that.
All right, and I am
okay, I'm reloaded.
There on AMC, so we'll see what happens now. It's been holding this 50 level, so we'll test it again. We'll go long right now. Well, again, the kind of day that it's been going is pretty good, so we will just continue to sort of press our luck here. No whammy, no whammy, no whammy, no whammy. And then hopefully it can hold out from this 39.50 level, and we'll go no whammy, stop. And then hopefully we don't get stopped out on it. But what's Trader Joe gave a good quote, man, and that is like, we love a stock until our price target gets hit, basically was the gist of it. And I think that's what it's all about here, just in day trading in general, right? You don't have to be married to this long. If it does break through this 39.50, then we're going to get out, right? And I think that's good talk no matter how you trade. And I think you got to always look for opportunities like right here. So here it comes. So if we break down, I'm going to give it a little lower than that, but here's this 39.50 level. So there's a couple more pennies down. We're going to get cracked and we're going to get out. And the best part of it is we're still holding on to the majority of our gains on AMC. So that's the point, is that you don't want to be wrong once and lose everything. You know, you want to make sure that you're capturing and keeping some of these profits in your pocket. So we try it one last time, we get stopped out, and that's that. We'll still hit the cowbell for some nice wins on AMC today. And I mean, that's what it is. That's how you trade. And, you know, hopefully moving forward, we can all make similar decisions. 22-20, I mean, I want to make decisions with you guys as well, holding things as long as possible. I mean, this is only that 10% left on Palantir. That's why we let it go all the way up, and now it's coming back in. So this is a good spot to get out again if we break through this 22 even, maybe 22.05. We'll get out again here if it holds. Well, we'll wait to see, but it's a little small spot. So we break through 22. We give up 30 cents on Palantir, but hey, it's been a good day for us so far. Let's keep the momentum going. Hopefully you guys will join us back at 3:15 when we'll be live one more time for you guys coming back at 3:15 today. So we're excited for that.
But also, well, I mean, we should maybe say, oh, I can't hit it because it's not going to work, guys. But we stick around because we do have a Q&A as well after the show is done. So ask us all the questions you want. Maybe we'll talk a little bit of Tesla because they do have earnings after market. Bit of a breakout there on Tesla as it just took out that 660 level. Why not do this and show you the 15-minute chart, guys? Because you probably already know what number I'm about to say, 666, the sign of Tesla resistance. I don't know, whatever. 665 here, 666 there. Definitely been a resistance point. On an earnings day, I kind of feel like there is a decent chance that you could find resistance and some people taking profit going into it, especially up 2.5% now. So watch out for another $5 on Tesla, and then look for a bit of a bounce to the downside. I did think that 28.50 was as high as I saw on Lucid. Now there is a wick up here at 29. Because I think it's 28.50, I still like the idea of a scalp break, 28.50. Maybe see if I can't get like a quick quarter out of it or even a 50 into that 29 range. Still very, very strong on Lucid Motors. Brendan?
Let's talk about Hasbro here, guys. We had earnings pre-market for HAS. Really no interest whatsoever in the pre-market. It did, I think, 20,000 shares. But a nice move. Since then, obviously up significantly, more than 12% there through 103 day highs for HAS after earnings.
Yeah, Hasbro there. Mattel, Hasbro, lots of things rocking and rolling on that space for sure. Okay, so here goes DD, man. We talk about how patient we are as a trader. So now we have to wait. I mean, that's why today, and lately, how the success has come for me, man. It's just from being patient and making sure that you got the right trades on at the right time. So here we go. We have DD into this short. It breaks through that 825. Whether it works or not, we're going to find out very, very soon for you, DD. But nice little trade so far. It's making its way to the downside. Let's see if we have this here for DI. I mean, whether or not we do or not, I don't know, but we're going to find out soon here with DD. Hopefully we have it. We are short now 24s. I mean, there's a big 21 there. Let's wait. I'm going to give it back to 850 to be wrong on DI. But right now, it's Brendan. It looks like a pretty mixed board over there, considering NASDAQ just positive and S&P just negative. What's up, Brendan?
Hey guys, yeah, let's have a look at the overall market. Yeah, pretty much as mixed as it comes. 0.05 to the downside right now for the S&P 500. So you're going to see some positivity, mostly coming from the energy group we did mention in the pre-market this morning. Some of these reporting later in the week. So energy stocks definitely strong to start things off. Apache leading right now, 3.8%. There's FANG, NOV, SLB, all to the upside. I was talking about this Discovery earlier. Nice bounce off the lows there on the daily chart, 4.5%. If you're looking at the A shares, the K shares, 5.6% to the upside for Discovery. Look at Twitter there, 1.8% earnings last week. Remember Viacom, Dish, both having big days as well. Far corner over there, tech stocks overall not really doing a lot, but far corner over here, Intel up 2.25%. Remember earnings last week. HPE is here, STX as well. A few notable mentions, up about 2.8% there for some of those in the hardware equipment makers. Software names, though, all pretty weak so far today, offsetting that. I wanted to mention these airlines, guys, all higher so far, 2% right across the board for the airlines. Some of the rest of the travel names, the hotels, the cruise lines, not really doing much of anything exciting anyways, but worth a mention there for some of those. There's Tesla. We talked about it, 2.5% earnings tonight. Tesla up on that. GM, Ford right behind it, getting dragged along with them. Up here in the retail group, GPS, Gap having a nice day, 2%, but right beside it, Lowe's, 2.6% to the downside, offsetting. These two kind of offsetting each other as well in the insurance group after earnings. So, overall, the financial group pretty flat. There's Hasbro, wanted to mention it, 9.5%. As we said, lows, guys, 2.6 to the downside. So overall, dead flat for the market, 0.07 right now for the S&P to the downside. Back to you.
Thank you very much, Brennan. And coming right back in is that Lucid Motors. Now, this time we actually get the dip. The previous time before, like, we had a crazy wick into 2670 and ended up holding up around this 27 area. So as it checks back into 27, I mean, the stock has been resisting any bigger moves more than like $1 or so to the downside. So I catch 27.27. That's interesting because the 25 long I had was at, I'm not even making this up, it was at 25.25. And there's like, look, that's not a science. Like, that's literally just watching the bid try to turn here, and I end up with 27.27. If we get back into this mid cluster on that 27.50 break, I mean, it stalled out initially. Like, sellers came in at that 3/4 mark. So if we get back to 27.75, that's where I'll definitely take some more shares out here. But Lucid still looking pretty strong. That is the deepest pullback it's had in. If it can now hold that 27 level, I think we're headed right back to at least 50s or 3/4. So I'm in that long trade. As Brendan mentioned, Tesla, I'm actually sitting in front of that 665 area. I just kind of I don't want to miss the trade if Tesla gets up to 665, 66. You know, that's the key level up there. So I'll be there in front of Tesla if it does get up to that price. I love Tesla. I think just there might be some profit taking that comes into this one going into earnings. Here comes Lucid. So that happened relatively quickly, which means I should not be looking a gift horse in the mouth as I'm staring at. There we go. We'll take some out there at 57. If it's going to stall at that 50 mark, I'm sitting there taking a quarter. I'll get some out in front of that next quarter and then hold the rest to that 75 mark. You know, buying the dips worked before. I just didn't hold on to any of it long enough. All the way up here is a different story. Lucid has been a great story so far this morning, but that is the biggest, sharpest pullback that we had since the one here at 2680. So let's see if we can't take the profit out. I don't want this thing retracing the VWAP, and I took nothing out.
Guys, we did it again here on DD. Nice little move. I mean, look at this. This is what I'm talking about. Waiting for that 825, picking your spots, and then absolutely punching it in the mouth. So nice little move there for DD. And we've crushed that name again. What's up, Brendo?
I was just seeing a couple of people talking about the market here. And yeah, that last little push right there was all-time highs, guys, for, this is the Qs, but the NASDAQ in general. Dead flat on the day, but yet still all-time highs.
Yeah, I mean, NASDAQ, I mean, yeah, all-time highs still coming. I mean, it's not going to stop with big-time earnings coming through as well. I mean, look at Palantir. I mean, another big win for us right there. And we did get out of our NEO. We talked about that dump there at 44.50. That was a good out because it goes all the way to 44.20, but it comes right back in. So this one, long, 42.15 here on NIO, out 44.50 right there. So hopefully, whether or not you're on PDT or however you trade, hopefully you're able to take this trade with me there. And then, like I said, right now, again, a nice little mac and cheesy easy right here for DD as that just makes that move off that level right there. If I would have noticed it earlier, I would have made the same play at 850 because I like these quarters, and then let alone 75, which is literally where it went to. That would have been a great short as well up there. But we just, you know, we're patient with it. Obviously, it's not that we're patient on purpose. It's not like I was waiting for that level, but when we were trading in here, 830, 840, a little bit unsure of it. So then it comes to the downside here at 25, then that's Hammer City, and we take out that profit there. So hopefully you're able to enjoy that one to the downside. Let's see how far DD goes. Now we'll hold the rest of it. We're out of 60% there. Our best out's 12s. So now we'll wait to see if we can retest VWAP here and then an 8 break. If not, we'll just get out around here 830. So we'll only take a 5-cent hit on the last 40% and make money on the rest. So this will be a winning trade no matter what. But 831, 832 is where we're going to get out of DD, just in case we have a losing trade on.
Just in case, and we talked about reversing to the other side of that SGRP. It just popped. VWAP was able to get some shares on that little bit of a spike. Look, you're going to note volume. We always show volume on this, but it's kind of hard for you guys to see, so I'll do this to make it really extreme. Volume spike that got us through VWAP here, nothing compared to the spike that signaled the top and this spike here that signaled that bit of a turn. So that's one of the reasons why I kind of faded into it here off of that VWAP push. So south side on SGRP, I'm sitting in SOS. Lucid Motors, it's holding 27 for now, but that pop, good thing we scalped some up because it's not really going anywhere. If it takes out the low, watch for a VWAP bounce here at like 26.50. And by the low, I mean that 27 even. So I'm only going to risk a quarter on that trade. I think as long as nothing crazy happens in the crypto space, SOS is about to crap through that 260 level. Once it does, I'll start covering it. I said I'd probably be in this one all day long. Looks like that's obviously going to be the case.
Yeah, and yeah, that's good. Yeah, crypto's not really doing anything. We can review it a little bit right here if you guys want to. Cardano's hanging out at 132. And then here we go. This is a 1 minute chart. So it's 1046 right now. So yep, so right down here. As you look, again, Ethereum not really doing too much. 2350 high side, 2360, let's call it that. Made that early, and then it's really just made these lows just now, 2320. So it's just kind of stuck in this $80 range, not doing a whole hell of a lot. So it might be worth it. And like I said already, I think it's probably profit-taking time a little bit on the crypto side of things with these big moves happening overnight and into today. So we still have that BTBT, like, wow, this is NASDAQ name, so hold on a second. I've got to watch this for you guys one more time. Doing tons of volume, 20 million shares today. This is Bit Digital. And again, you know, big movement. Normally I would play a break here of $6, but you really got to watch Bitcoin on the side. So if that continues to move, then that's the one that will hold, or that's the one we'll look at, BTBT here, doing a lot of volume into that name. So good move there. BABA just continues to go down. AMC, good. Looks like we got a good out there. Still very, very profitable. Again, the only negative name we have on board is this IMV, and we talked about this. That was super light there. We averaged into the same amount of shares, so that's why our average price is right in the middle here, 230 or so, 228. It doesn't look like that's going to go. We had an opportunity to take a 10-cent hit on it. It's such a light position that we're not really worried about it, but at the same time, a loss is a loss, and we hate losses. So we are going to get out if it does break this bottom of about 195, 196 or so. That's IMV. Looks like we are human after all, guys. We can take losers every once in a while.
This SGRP just did another, it's nothing like this crazy candle here, but look, trying to get, well, actually just knock on wood, just got greenback on this name because I was sitting in the long when it did that flush. I talked about reversing into the short. We scalped some out in front of this low. It then popped in on what wasn't gigantic volume, so it wasn't a huge volume spike there. That's one of the reasons why we got into that short. There's not many indicators on our charts. You probably do notice. I think that we all look at volume, and that's one of the reasons we took that play into the short side of the trade there. So SGRP, it still looks like a pretty good one. I think the out on Lucid was probably a good idea. Yeah. Now it's really starting to flush. I mean, if this, like, it's not going to halt because it has to move 10%, but if this comes right back into that 25 level, there was a buyer at 25. Will there be another one again at that price? It's actually looking like it wants to hold 26 even, but good that we had the tight stop there. I said I wouldn't let it crack that 27 even area, and that's what we didn't do. Well, I mean, it did break 27. I just didn't let it crack it without getting out, guys. So I'm just holding IMV, which I finally got more shares in. I said if it broke 2, we'd add to it. I had not taken any outs. I had a long originally in this stock. I then bought this dip here, which was support. Ignore these dark pool wicks, they're ugly. That was support. We took it at 245. It then broke this cluster. I got out. I did not short it till it broke that 210. It's basically been holding that level till now when it's retesting some fresh lows. So IMV, it's been kind of boring, but it is what it is. We'll keep playing it because it looks like it's going back into the south side. And then I want to come back over, if I can, to mRNA. Looks like it is trying to pull back in. I had the short break. It could not go. We were able to scalping a little bit out, then reversed, well, sorry, not reversed, got some in at VWAP. It took out that lower high. I got out of that trade, so it'll be negative on Moderna. It looks like it is coming back in. It's a structure of the trade which stunk. It looks much better as this like rollover trade here, like the failed break, and then the retest of that pre-market high. That probably was the place to get into there at about 945. So that's a good learning lesson there. There is profit taking on Moderna, and it is heading to the south side. I just wasn't able to make the short work. Brendan, it's time for money talks already.
Hey guys, yeah, let's jump into currency land. What a difference a weekend makes, I guess, for cryptos. Back to 38 and change here for Bitcoin, but hard to avoid this move back to the upside. Off the lows that we talked about for months, it seems, 30,000 ends up holding again. We're back to 3940 area for Bitcoin. Thanks to Amazon and Elon tweeting as well over the weekend. Ethereum, Ripple following suit, obviously 14, 10% for Ripple even. As far as the actual currencies are concerned, the euro 0.4 to the upside today, the Canadian dollar bouncing back. Overall, there is a little bit of US dollar weakness ahead of the Fed coming Tuesday, Wednesday. Remember this week, 0.25% for the Canadian dollar, British pound 0.6, Australia, New Zealand, even Turkey to the upside today. Swiss franc coming off with the Japanese yen as volatility comes off once again, guys. Back to you.
All right. Yeah, looking at that U.S. dollar strength there. I mean, you could always look at gold and things like that to play off some of these names there for, I don't know, if you don't want to hold Bitcoin, I guess you can look at gold plays. Barrick Gold, GOLD here in New York. Let's have a quick look to see what that's doing today. I know Neil just talked about Money Talks there, $21 for Barrick. And this is what I mean. Look at this. Looking to take this out, man. This 21.05 top. You could see, I mean, I've already said don't hold gold ever, but if you want to, you can. I don't know why. 21.75 or so, but gold right now making some nice little bottoms there. If you did want Barrick right here, you got to watch spot gold, but Barrick is the play that I would have, or Newmont, so Barrick or Newmont. But 21.05 looking like a decent spot right there for Barrick Gold.
Yeah, and just noted that EZGO just halted, and then I just got the green. Like, wow, yeah, my chart just froze on me. We'll just get that one back up. EZGO on the halt trade just now. Big time mover there. Why is that on NAOV? There you go, EZGO. It looks like a volatility halt. We opened about 5 minutes, but that just put in like a $3 to $4 move. The volume's pretty solid at $3, guys. Sorry, 3 million shares so far. The chart, maybe not the best looking chart in the entire world. That's why you think about that fade play. But the biggest level that comes in is probably, I mean, after this 430 is going to be that $5 range. It's pretty much at that first level because we halted at 4. But you can have a quick look at 430 and then $5 is 2 key levels. Lucid just keeps getting bought up. And I'm telling you, like every single one of these dips gets bought up in an absolute hurry. I keep thinking it's about to head a little bit further. I did have a muted win here on that 27 level. If we can catch 25, we're all over. But it looks like 25.75 to 26 even could be a level that gets defended here. SGRP, which we're still sitting in. Come on, let's go. Yeah, trying to get back down towards that 270. Now, SGRP had a halt. Why is this on a 3? We'll go to the 1 because I want to be able to show you. I had a halt at 265. Earlier on in the session, that was right here. I do look to cover in front of that and maybe hold like 10% tops in case we break back through that 265 level into the downside. That was the one and only halt that it's had, SGRP, and I'm now looking at that ENZO that's now halted, guys. Volatility halts, 430 and 5 are the 2 big levels there. Brendo?
A couple things on that. The first one I can show you, there's an article being circulated online, guys. This one, in fact, from Electrek, our friends at Electrek, the electric vehicle, and in this case, bike website. They're talking about a new 30% tax credit for electric bikes, a bill being circulated throughout the Senate right now. Apparently, it's making progress. EasyGo makes these, guys, electric bikes. So EasyGo, I should say.
Yeah, I mean, any kind of a tax relief there would be pretty gold for any of those names. So let's check out the only name that I would invest in at any of these levels. I mean, I'm in XL Fleet. We've talked about that before, but I do like Fisker, man. So this will be the one name that I'd be invested in. I've already been in and out of this. I've actually made money on this name as Fisker did stop. It was starting to head back to the downside, and we'll get here. But my number one play for EV for everything, I talked about being in Magna earlier. Nice to hear Mark Roberts likes that name. And then also I've been a big buyer of Ford, and was hoping that this would come down a little bit more on the daily range. We did dip down into, I guess on Friday, 1380, 1390, something like that. But today, again, even today it was here in the pre-market, or even as we opened up. So we'll look to get some Ford here as well, as I like what they're doing with electrifying their vehicles. So Ford, a good name to be in. I would prefer this than any other EV name other than Tesla. But I'm already hella long Tesla, so I'm holding that for my kids.
Yeah, I've sort of, we talked about Tesla this morning. Like if Tesla doesn't have good numbers, I think it actually would make some sense. If support gets broken at any point, that 540, we're ways away from that, by the way. If that ever gets broken, I think you can take Tesla money and put it into like a Ford or a GM. I'm in a GM personally. EZGO just opened back up here. Immediately going to be testing up towards that. I don't think it'll touch 5 without break 5 without a bit of a halt. It's about to halt right now to the upside. I'll see if I can catch some shares here. If it does not halt here, it's going to be like one heck of a breakdown short. So the idea would be, get off the bid, Neil. Nope. There we go. So, oh my goodness. So a lot just happened there, and I'll try to tell you why I immediately went from long to out to into a short. But it was sort of one of those fake halt style trades. And there's a reason my hands didn't need to be on the keys to be able to get out of the long and work into that short trade. So what essentially happens in that situation is when it's going into that halt state, just quickly for you guys, just a bit of education here. When it's going to that halt state, it's 15 seconds. In that 15 seconds, it cannot print any higher than what was that bid at 468. Now, I was on the bid. You can catch along at 468. If it does not halt in 15 seconds, it means it's going to the downside, right? So it has to print down. So I've simply just put a stop in that if the bid breaks, I'm out, and then I short any price I can catch. So I was in at 360. I did 468. I'm not even sure where we got out of that. We reversed into the short trade, so I must have got a great price. 466 we got as a short. So we talked about this last week on halt trades, that you can catch that reversal. I think it was on NAOV. Maybe we caught that one to the short side, or at least got the out on that high of the day. That's why we're able to spot it. It's in that 15 seconds. If it doesn't actually halt to the upside, it's a heck of a short. I'm sitting in that short now. Brendo?
All right, a couple minutes to go, guys. If you are not doing anything this afternoon, come back, join us at 3:15. We'll do this all over for the last hour of the day. Members Q&A coming up immediately following this. Give us 5 minutes and we'll give you half an hour or so. You can talk to us about whatever you like. All questions on the table for members Q&A. Let's have a look at earnings, guys. We mentioned a few that are coming up tonight after market, also before the open tomorrow on that board.
Yeah, lots popping off there, of course. I mean, I don't know. Take your pick. I mean, there's so many on there. We'll look at Tesla. We've been talking about that one. But other than that, Sirius could move. There's some big levels on that. We can look to take some decent shares. And then I'm a holder from long time. I actually bought GE at $5.35 at one point. So that's been a good name there. It's funny that it hasn't even moved that much from there. GE looking to go 1 for 8, I believe, or 8 for 1 the other way around. So they're going to go big time into the stock prices. So we'll see if they talk about that. And other than that, man, yeah, Waste Management, Xerox. We'll just be back here tomorrow just crushing some of these names. Hopefully NEO can be a good trade for us tomorrow as well. But there's the board. Lots of big names.
Yeah, I mean, everyone's going to be looking at that at Tesla. And I mean, GE could be a little bit of something there, but it's Tesla. And a lot of the bigger names are going to come later on in the week. Obviously, Tuesday, a monster day for earnings. Stick around. We do have our Q&As coming up right after this, so don't go anywhere. That EasyGO, guys, good thing we took a scalp trade out of that one, just reversed back in. It's the same price at 470, so it's still heading towards that 5, big level at 5 on EasyGO. But stick around, of course, like I just mentioned, for that Q&A, because after that, you're not going to want to miss out on the close show, so we have a lot to get to today. Today is actually true. One more thing before we get out of here. I think we're making this one up, but why not? Let's see what national day it is, Miss V.
Thank you, Neil. And hey, guys, I hope you're all doing well so far. Thank you very much for watching us today, for all the kind words in the chat, for all the super chats and support. We really, really love you guys. And for sure, special shout out to Russell Jackson for spoiling us today with super chat and for sending us an annual supply of Vegemite. So happy National Vegemite Day, everyone.
There we go. Yeah, it's definitely not a thing, but thank you to Russ for that. And I like that he literally did send an annual or decade worth of supply. So thank you.
How much do we get?
Like six bottles?
Yeah.
6 bottles. Okay, why not?
A lot of bottles.
It's got all the vitamin B you could ever want and need, and it tastes like, I don't know the adjective to
I know
use.
what it is called, sodium. It tastes like sodium. Like how much sodium is actually in this thing. Wow, you don't even want to know how much sodium is in this. Per serving, 165 milligrams.
What?
Like, so that's why, like, when I told you what I tasted, there it is. Put it on the board. It's sodium, guys. Tons of sodium in there. Do not eat too much Vegemite, please, and thank you.
I don't know. It's got vitamin B, so why not? We just showed you EasyGO. Yeah, anyway, so a couple of shorts off the same level. We'll definitely talk about why that was a good one or why that level made sense. It could halt to the downside. We are right back after the Q&A at 3:15 for the close. You're going to want to watch it because, of course, with big earnings come big moves in the afternoon. Market is still trying to get green on the session, but Miss V's got the lucky green jet, so tune right back in and right down the line for Valeria. Brennan Wickens, as always, I'm Neil Roberts, and for Sean Catita, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world. This is Trader TV Live. See you at the Q&A and then at the close. Bye, guys.
Bye, guys.